Get her going. We are live.
Hello.
Let me double check the audio. We are good.
Perfect. Hello. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us tonight as we begin another day, journey, session, adventure, stream, episode, whatever you may call it, through the 5th edition's Dungeons & Dragons adventure, The Rise of Tiamat, as we work to conclude our Tyranny of Dragons full-length campaign. So we are super excited to continue. Do we have any updates about our Halloween one-shot that we do plan on doing? It's still a work in progress?
Nothing I want to give away.
Nothing we want to give away. Still a work in progress. So what we will do is we will announce, getting close to it, what date we will be doing our holiday one-shot, because there's 5 of us here. We might have life plans, so I won't on stream commit us to a day in case there's Halloween parties. I don't want to ruin that for all of us so that we can have fun. We'll let you know if it's maybe the week before, the week after, whatever that looks like, and we'll be doing a Halloween one-shot, which will be DM'd by our very own Trey Hill, who is our Lux Everest. And so I will be playing, and everyone will die at my hands. It will happen.
Sheesh.
That being said, we have no further announcements other than place bets, I guess, in the comments, whether you're on live or if you're watching this on YouTube, as to what characters you think that we'll be making for our next campaign, because that is approaching, and it is coming fast. So, we will go ahead and begin. So last we left off, our adventurers, having recovered from the attack that was planned against them by the Cult of the Dragon at the roadside tavern that you were staying at, you reconvened with the Council of Waterdeep, telling the delegates of your various journeys, both into the Serpent Hills and into the Sea of Moving Ice to uncover the Draghorn. The Council had understood that you had secured an alliance with the Arcane Brotherhood during your time in the Sea of Moving Ice, much to the disagreement of Sir Conrad Braun Anvil, and cautiously at the behest of Ontharr Froom, the Paladin from the Order of the Gauntlet. Now, everyone has still been pretty impressed with your work so far, but a few new opportunities have laid themselves in front of you. There is a series of dragon raids that have been going on in the Misty Forest. Delon Winterhound, the delegate from the Emerald Enclave, has actually been proactively assisting the Wood Elves, being led by King Melindrock's oldest son, Prince Aligarthus, in repelling these dragon attacks. The attacks have gone silent, but they imagine that the attacks will come back. So sending you to the Misty Forest was an opportunity. However, the path you decided to take was at behest of a very unusual guest in the delegation. It appears as if a silver dragon, an ancient dragon, has arrived at behest of the remainder of her kind in order to ask for your presence, the 4 of you specifically, to convene with the leaders of the metallic dragons in hoping to secure an alliance between the mortals and dragons. The dragons wish to strike against the Cult of Tiamat, against the chromatic dragons, their sworn enemies, with no regard of mortal factions, consequences, casualties, and securing an alliance would be the greatest thing that you could secure for the end goal, the war at large, the war effort. A debate took place between the 4 of you, and it was emphasized that the sacrifices that the elves were making and will be making, you guys as a group are dedicated to not let go to vain. You diverged to the Dragon's Council. So let's see if you guys are successful in gathering their support.
Goodness.
You guys are currently leaving the council's building. You took some moment to convene with the Danya Cardell before you arrived back with the group, and you guys were able to fully agree on your pathway. Having made the decision, you're currently descending the steps of kind of like the main entryway, leaving the exterior of the building, kind of moving to your current residence that they've provided, which is they're just paying for your room and board in the Yawning Portal. So the Yawning Portal Tavern here in Waterdeep. On your way there, you are approached by a female who you have recently met, the actual silver dragon herself in her human form. Is approaching you as you guys are kind of walking down the stairs. So just to remind you of her name, it's Otari Leocarnos.
Oh,
it's a long name.
She's here?
What was her last name?
Leocarnos?
No, it's one full name. There is no space, no hyphens. It's Otari Leocarnos.
Otari Leocarnos. Carnos as in carnivorous.
Sure.
Atari Leocarnos.
The silver dragon.
And as you can see, she is still dressed pretty much as well as she was when you were introduced to her back as Elia. And she looks towards the four of you.
Oh, she was playing.
So I imagine that a decision has been made to depart for the Dragon Council.
That would be correct, yeah.
Very well. I can offer you the benefit, since the trip is 600 miles from our location, which would take you several days. I can offer you the benefit of taking you there post-hastily. Have any of you ever ridden a dragon before?
I have not.
No.
Great. Well, there's a few important things you must know.
Okay.
And she begins to kind of walk you through just kind of the generics of dragon riding before you guys depart. As you guys are departing from the city of Waterdeep and actually leaving its walls. And the reason why is because outside of the city walls and maybe a mile or two away, Elia drops her human facade. And the monstrosity and the size of this creature that you see before you as the ancient silver dragon herself stands on all fours. The dragons you've faced so far pale in comparison, just in size alone.
Oh.
And the aura that she commands of just raw power.
Jeez.
Go ahead, I need each of you guys to make a charisma saving throw.
What?
That reminds me all about these Sims, dude.
Basically.
Oh, there you go.
A 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
You are
Can I
left
get a D20?
mouth open, stunned,
Hey,
in
I
awe.
have an advantage on charm.
Wait, me too.
Okay. Go for it.
So
I would consider this a charming effect. So
Do.
you can go ahead and roll again.
Oh, that's better.
That's your Fey ancestry. Good stuff.
I got 17.
17.
I didn't do any better.
You are impressed. Not stunned, not speechless, enough to kind of look up and be like, wow. Oh my lord. Like being able to actually formulate sentences. You're just left like, what did you roll?
15.
Me
15?
too, 15.
15. You're in the same boat as Nute. So you guys, you all four of you are just caught in awe, in wonder at the sight of this creature. A sudden realization dawns on you, knowing that this is the choice that you've made, and realization that there are dragons of this similar size that wish to see the world burn. So you mount. The four of you get on Otari Leocarnos on her back. Make a 2-day journey on Dragonflight to where the council is meeting. Overhead, she's flying confidently and low enough. Who would dare attack this dragon openly? As you fly over land, you see villages, towns, small settlements, and fields destroyed. The evidence of the Cult of the Dragon's ferocity and their persistence in amassing wealth in attacks that mirrored the one that attacked our greenest resident's home. For Nute, for you, it is a reminder of the darkness, the evil, the vileness, and the malice that the group that you had once allied yourself with is the reason why you apostatized from them and left in confident decision.
Should have not even joined.
In being a thorn, an eternal thorn in their plans. The smoke is not black. These cities, these villages, these towns have burned for a while. It's white smoke that is kind of the after effects. Some are just destroyed, and some are they're just ashes, and have been that way for a while and haven't been rebuilt. The second day is a lot nicer of a travel, as most of it is over sea. And eventually you arrive at the end of the second day on an island that you did not know existed. Which makes sense. It's smaller in comparison to most land masses.
Can I try and write it down on a map?
I'll have you make a cartographer's check. So what that's going to do is, because you're not proficient in cartography, are you proficient in cartography tools? That's a specific tool. So you have to have just to get your proficiency. But otherwise, it would be an intelligence check.
Fuck. I'm not.
Okay, so go ahead and just make an intelligence check in an effort to cartograph your path.
Hey. I got 18.
18. It's not a terrible attempt with no training in cartography and no cartography tools with you. It's not that bad of an effort. It's not good. It's not solid. But I would say with what you had, that's really good.
Can I look for a distinguishing feature of this island and also draw it next to the part on the map?
4 additional ancient dragons would be the most distinguishing feature. So in terms of landmass, the fact that it can hold 5 ancient dragons on it would be the most distinguishing mark of it.
Okay.
The 5 ancient dragons are not the only dragons you see here. Flying around this space, the amount of dragons you see in flight, in the water, and just about, you realize that this is it. The dragons are meeting and they are preparing for war. You see, all eyes are on you as you descend. You step off of Oterilia Carnos and to see creatures that could eat you look at you with confusion, some disgust, some interest. I need you guys to make a wisdom saving throw.
No, dude. No kidding, man. Oh.
Man, what the fuck am I rolling?
Give me some of yours, dude.
I got a 3.
A 3? It makes you visibly uncomfortable.
Got a 14.
You feel uncomfortable, but it's not visible, and it doesn't impede on the way you behave. So it's more of just like you feel just a little bit of discomfort.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty fucking boy.
For Lux, you actually this does actually make sense. You feel a surge of pride, confidence, some aura of
Huh?
reputable power
What?
within yourself.
What?
Mostly, you just feel compelled to hold your scepter and to have it, and something draws you to your scepter, not to hold it out pompously or ostentatiously,
You need your
but
little blankie.
like you kind of like rub your thumb along the back of some like dragon wings that you have all, around the scepter's head. You feel as if you've been gifted by these creatures, so there's an element of it where you feel content. And then you take, what did you roll?
16.
16. Yours is the same as Arboris. You do feel
They know you're scared, Nick.
you're gonna feel a bit of discomfort, but it's not perceivable, and it also won't impede on the way you behave.
Okay.
Yours is visible, and it doesn't impede on the way that you behave.
I'm about to rage, bro.
Well, no, you're
Don't
not
rage at
frightened.
the
You're not
dragons.
frightened.
Ah.
It's just there's a lot of creatures. It would make sense for Hakon actually, because there's a lot of creatures that are around that are visibly stronger than you, and that's not even like by debate. They're just these dragons are massive.
Yeah, but if I rage, they're not stronger than me.
Well, some might not be, but the majority of them very much are. Like these
They
are
might find out, dude.
maybe even by just numbers alone.
Dude, imagine seeing or you Hakon take on 5 ancient dragons.
That would be
Not
like,
fun.
We're just standing there in the council, and he's like, ah!
that would be
Just fucking-
something.
They get one breath attack, bro, and it would be over.
Dude,
Let alone how we would like,
5 breath
recharge them.
attacks.
Yeah, you know.
Dude, all at the same time, dude. Like 5 colors shooting together. Like the Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, it's essentially like a supercharged beholder.
Fuck.
That's fair. So
Bright lights.
as you
Can we tame them?
these no. Not at all.
They have more intelligence than us.
Can they tame us?
Yeah, they very much can. Now, there are 5 dragons that mark themselves out to be the most prominent. They're basically cradling rock pillars that they can rest upon. Their bodies kind of ascending these pillars, and they're looking down. Their necks are arched up. They're not kind of laying down. They're kind of perched. The first of which is just bright golden sheen, shimmering in the sun. Very, very gorgeous view. A lot of these like beard elements on the dragon's
Some whiskers?
face. Well, yeah, kind of like these like
Yeah.
tendril-like whiskers.
Like the luck dragon from the Never-Ending Story.
Well, the luck dragon's hairy. This one's less hairy,
But with whiskers.
But it is.
Kinda. They're natural appendages that look
Oh.
whiskery.
Wait,
Like
It's,
the
it's,
fish.
a, it's a very Eastern style dragon, right?
Yeah, very Eastern
Like
style
some
dragon. None of
tentacles?
those dragons.
No, like
No,
think-
not tentacles.
think
None of
like
these dragons
think
have
like
it.
a Chinese
think like
dragon.
a Chinese dragon, for example.
Like fish
like a
whiskers.
mole?
Yeah.
no, not a
that's part of
mole.
it.
Like how it has the
No,
little
no, no.
tentacles coming
So,
out
like,
from the
it's
side.
got-
you know the
think-
red dragon from Mulan?
How he's got like the mustache.
Oh.
That's not hair.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but there's a lot. It
Oh.
looks like he's got a beard. It looks like he's got mustache, but it's not. It's just it's a natural sign. The head's
Oh.
a little bit smaller than the bulk of the body. The wings are not
Get his
attached
bitch
to the
ass naked,
forearms,
dude.
so the
Get
wings
a
are actually
cord.
separate from the forearms. They
Fuck
kind
it,
of
dude.
arc back. They're frilled.
Did he evolve?
No, it's just the way that gold dragons are. So the
Is he
wings
third
go
evolution?
along the spine of this dragon. So when the wing closes, it pretty much caves the wings in across the back. They don't go outwards. They kind of go up and then can go down in order to kind of flap. They're less. What I think one of these dragons actually might look more like.
A griffin.
I would say that the bottom dragon actually looks a little bit better. No, the one on the that
No,
one.
he's got. Oh, he's
Because
got
the one
tusky
on the left
horns.
only has 2 arms. See, the one on the right still has the wings are attached to the spine, is what I'm saying. They don't have
Oh.
yeah. So they're. I think technically all of them are kind of like that, but
Wait, there's dragons with that looks so weird with
with 2 hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those dragons with 2 feet. So the one on the top right has 2 hands. The one on the bottom left has 2 feet.
what the hell?
Yeah. So I love that painting, man. It's cool. The second dragon that you see is kind of a mixture of like a copper, Or no, sorry, not this dragon. The mixed colored dragon is a bronze and kind of like almost rusted green kind of look to this massive male dragon. The gold dragon's also male. The appendage or the face is a little bit stockier. 2 horns that go back. He's perched up a little bit higher in more of like a confident kind of stature. The chest is perked up versus the actual body. The wings go pretty much all the way down to the tail, similar to the gold dragon, how they kind of go down the spine. His wings go down to the tail, but at the end of it, there are these little hooks that are at the end of the tips of the wings. The next dragon is obviously Oteria Carnos, this massive silver dragon. Now with her, she's got a slimmer face, 2 horns that kind of are on the back of the body, or sorry, the back of the head. Her wings are their own individual appendage, so they actually stick out on like body protrusions and extend out kind of like traditional dragon wings. There is another female dragon here, the copper dragon, who has the head has a series of horns and spikes kind of at the bulk that kind of, it makes it look as if the forehead is kind of expanded upwards and all these spikes at the top, these horns kind of go backwards. She is a little bit slimmer than the remainder of the dragons, especially Oteria Carnos. The dragons, the male and female differences are very apparent. The male dragons, they're these big stocky creatures. You get the impression that their female counterparts tend to be maybe faster, a little bit slimmer in regards to just pure size, but that doesn't decrease in any stretch just how powerful these creatures are. And then the final dragon that you see is the brass dragon. With the brass dragon, he looks serious.
Which one looks the weakest?
Good question. None of them. The dragon flying in the back that's just hanging out. Now, Lux, when you see the brass dragon, I need you to actually go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me, and I need you to make that a disadvantage.
Have fun, dude. Couldn't be me, bro.
What'd you get?
I got 22.
I got a 10.
10.
I thought you said 18.
That was my first.
Your
roll.
eyes,
Oh,
your eyes make
that
contact
sucks.
with this dragon for a brief second, and your mind instantaneously is bombarded with images that you thought locked long ago from your childhood.
Get fucked.
Fire, flames, screams, pain, agony.
Damn.
You
Do we notice this?
to the 3 of you, it appears that something is afflicting Lux. He grabs at the side of his head and he actually drops down to his knees for just a second, kind of perched, kind of has one hand on the ground and the other just kind of like firmly, like you can see he's grabbing one of his horns just to like put pressure on his head.
Can I help him up?
Yeah, you pick him up, giving him something to kind of lean on, and you get the impression he puts his full weight into you as you're lifting him up. Like he's very, something's going on with Lux that's confusing. Lux, you hear a series of screams, high pitched. It's painful. You hear your name called out. A female voice.
Mama. Sorry.
Your heart is saddened as you're reminded of your mother. And you don't know why all of this is happening. You don't understand it. But I need you to roll an insight roll for me.
Real quick, Atronog wants to know, a dragon with only 2 feet is technically a wyvern?
Technically, yeah. Technically.
15.
No.
Yeah, that's a good call out. I think you can't read any of that stuff because it's in Latin. The only thing you can read is dragons, but the 2 feet ones are wyverns. I don't know what the 2 hands ones are. I think landworms are dragons that don't have feet.
That one.
Behirs are basically dragons that don't have wings. And then there's dragons.
Lizard?
Huh?
Komodo dragon.
Well, they're in D&D, like Behirs. That's what giants use to route dragons out of their caves. Because they're the
Big
size of
lizard.
dragons. They have 6 legs, so yeah, basically. They'll swallow you. They'll eat you whole.
It's like really big guy.
What'd you roll on your insight?
15.
15. You are reminded of a conversation that you had, very brief, in the tension in conflict with your brother Knox, where he had told you that the reason he dedicates himself to the cult's forces is because he learned of the dragon that had decimated your home, and his goal was for revenge. You are back. The pain subsides. You have a little bit more conscious awareness of what's going on around you. Astronaut, thanks for stopping by for the night. Hey, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to say that. I was trying to get my point across with you real quick. But all that happens, and it's in an instant. This is maybe like 2 seconds. Everything happens fast. You drop down, you're picked up, suddenly you realize you're leaning on Ouroboros. Within a second.
Are you alright? What's going on?
It was just
What
a
happened?
bit of memory overflow.
We need to be prepped and ready for this council meeting.
Right.
Alright? Just take care of yourself. Is there anything I can do before we get started?
Maybe just a water, dear.
Can I check my backpack for a flask of water?
Yeah, flask of water. I need to check. That's fine.
I'll give him some of
The
it.
minute I go, you never asked for a flask of water is the day that you all die of thirst.
5 copper, please.
Pull out my camel hump.
You see the gold dragon who stands central. The 5 are kind of in a weird circle. It's not fully enclosed. You imagine with a 6th dragon it may be.
Sorry.
In the middle, opposite of you guys, is this gold dragon, followed by the brass, followed by the silver, the bronze, and the copper. And they kind of surround you in that regard with this empty space that you were able to walk up on after Otaria Carnos had dropped you off on this mountain.
I'm going to get down on a knee and bow to them.
Okay.
I see him do that and I follow suit.
But not long enough to be like, please, Squire. Like, it's just going to be a quick, respectful, like...
As you bow,
Yeah.
the gold dragon looks at you, and you all notice. Does the other elf not wish to prostrate himself before mighty beasts, or are you a slave to your pride?
I'll slowly, kneel down.
Wise choice.
What about
Greetings, everyone. You have arrived here after we had called you. We congratulate you for making the wise decision of not leaving us waiting. You understand why you are here. We know why we've asked. We will cut to the chase and make it quick. First, introductions. On our behalf first, then of yours. I am Protanther, leader of this council. A king of justice in my own right. The next, he looks over the brass dragon. I am a Luthra, a planar traveler,
me a different
servant of the god of knowledge, Ogma.
Oh. Isn't one you call Alma?
The next,
Wait, what was that one? Sorry.
the Eleuthera.
The first one was the
How do you
gold
spell
dragon,
that?
Or
right?
Panther, yeah. The
You
gold
said that
dragon.
was the brass, right?
Yeah.
It's the brass dragon.
Wait,
So Eleuthera,
First one was
if you want the
Protanther.
spellings of these names, I can give you the spelling. That's
Can
fine.
you?
Yes, that's no worries. So do you want to start with Protanther?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Protanther.
Okay.
Like Spro,
Okay,
Tan,
good.
Third. For Eleuthera, it's IL.
Oh.
Yep, already got you. ILEUTHRA.
You said. I'm so sorry. IL.
And she's the brass dragon?
Correct.
Okay.
That's the that is the male brass dragon.
And he is the dragon of knowledge.
He is a servant of the god of knowledge, Ogma.
Okay.
The next is Oterilia. If you want the spelling, we got a lot of letters here.
Oh goodness.
It is OTAARY
Okay.
Oh.
A R Y
LIAK
L I A K
40 AA.
A
So it's AKKA.
A.
No, AKKA
Oh, AKKA.
RNOS.
One more time for me.
Yeah, so OT
Otari Liancarnos.
RY
Oh.
LI
Oh, Otari Liancarnos.
AK
This is the dude you told us about.
KA
This is the silver dragon.
RNOS. That is Oterilia. It's a long one.
What is she the dragon of?
She is she's a silver dragon, and she looks as a representative of the silver dragons. I am here in thought of the virtue of protection, honor, defense. Those who are lesser require it. The next to speak is the bronze dragon, Nimur. I am Nimur.
Like manure?
If you wish to say that out loud, you will take 12d10 of lightning damage.
Bronze dragon.
How do you spell Ymir?
Like MENUER?
I am a patron to one of the many houses of Waterdeep. House Silmerhelm, one of the nobles. I believe in the greater good, the preciousness of human life. I believe in a few factions that aligning ourselves with would perpetuate Dragonkin's success. That specifically, which it seems the Devil Spawn has a part of. That of the Harvest.
Oh.
I bow to you in that regard.
I'm still bowing, so I bow even further.
You're like knees on the ground, forehead on the ground, straight, prostrate in front of these people.
You're still bowing?
The last is the Copper Dragon. The name is Tazmikella.
Taz?
Oh, so for Nimmer, by the way, it is NY
Oh my.
MM
Wait, what?
Nimmer.
Oh, it wasn't manure?
It's not manure, it's Nimur.
Oh, okay.
what is it?
Nimur.
So it's NYMMURH.
Nimur. Wait, MN what?
NY
NYMN.
MM
MM? Like
M&M.
Oh.
MNMURH. And the last is Tazmikella,
Nimur. Nimur.
which is
Blade of-
TAZMIKELLA.
Okay.
That's like the easiest one.
Tazmikella.
McKellar. Blade
I
of
thought
Lion.
Otari Licarnos. Licarnos was the
My
What?
focus is on slaughtering the chromatic dragons, those that demonstrate loyalty to the scaled tyrant herself. I have reservations about supporting various mortal factions. However, I fear that our failure to do so might result in the death of more of our kin. You see Brocanther kind of, his head starts to just drop. His body doesn't move, but his neck is able to move his head down a little bit more on your level. Not specifically, there's still a massive height difference.
Body or
I would ask each of you to go and introduce yourself individually. We will leave the elves for last. Human, you must start first. Then devil spawn.
We're getting fucking.
They're
raped,
just
dude.
out there, yeah.
and that was one. Well, you guys are getting special treatment, dude.
What?
They're being racist towards
To-
us.
to all of us, yeah.
No, they like you guys.
No, they don't.
No,
and
they
this
don't.
motherfucker didn't bow down at first.
We're going last. He gets to go front of us.
Dude, this is like back of the bus type shit. This is not fucking.
No, it's
I
not.
I
No.
think you're misreading the room. The freaking one of the
No,
dragons
if
is aligned
you
with
believe
elves.
that Procanther is any way but not prejudiced against elves, you
I'm
would
gonna
be
go
wrong.
get some water.
They're correct. Procanther is coming off as I don't
I'm gonna
like
bite my
you.
thumb at
So,
him.
but the bronze one is aligned with
Did you
elves,
bite
though.
your thumb at me? No, but I bit my thumb. Fire breath. Good luck.
Oh.
Yeah, no, like you definitely, there's an awkward tension. And these are ancient dragons. They've been around for a long time.
They need
so
to
you
get
don't
with
know-
the
you don't, well, it's less of you don't know what they've experienced. You know dragons tend to hold grudges.
So they
but
have
that's part of
trauma.
their pride.
Do they
Could
need
be.
counseling?
Well, you are here as a council, so you might as well counsel them as best you
Group
can.
therapy it out.
Yeah.
dude.
So, Procanther, what goals and aspirations do you have? Do you not think elves don't have those either? You're ripping your same goals from them purely because they're elves. It's wrong. Good luck with that. So, you
Uh, I stand up and I go, I am Hakon Gunts. I hail from the Great Peak Mountains.
We heard of Glazhael's demise. An adult dragon, lesser than I, but respectable by mortal standards. You and your companions have slain this beast.
Your words are very appreciated.
I was asking you a question.
Oh wait, I thought he was talking about the
Did
one
you
we
kill
killed.
Glazhael?
Oh, we
Is
did
what
kill.
we
Yeah,
believe.
no, yeah, we
You
did
of
kill him.
Glazhael's death. The Great Peak Mountains have become less active as a result.
Yeah.
Devil spawn.
Yes. My name is Lux Everest.
His face comes like right next to you, the nostrils, big one. You smell.
Like a demon spawn.
No.
Good or
I have not smelled this smell in a long time. Tell me, before you speak again, whom do you serve?
I don't know, but it is related to dragons, I believe.
Luthra. Get a whiff of his scent. Luthra leans down too. You're being sniffed by two dragons.
The brass dragon.
I don't even get money for this.
Show me your feet.
Remember this smell. Decades ago. The village I was commanded to destroy by the gods' decree, infested with evil. They thought I was efficient. It appears I was wrong.
Bite your thumb.
He killed your mom, bro.
He sniffs you again. I smell shock.
You wanted to go here first, remember?
No. He sniffs you again. It appears as if he has been marked. Protected. I can smell the divine seeping through his pores. A scent that we are all familiar with. And his head dips down. The other four, their heads dip in the same manner for just a moment. The second divine smell is that of Ogma.
Yo, they killed your mom.
Well, not they. just one of them.
Yeah.
He kind of perks back up.
Was the person that gives me powers
Tiamat?
also killed my
Not
parents?
Tiamat.
No.
It's
You don't get your powers from the dragon because that would make you a draconic ancestry. You're a divine soul, so you get your powers from the divine. So what he's saying is that there is a shared god amongst the dragons
whatever her
that
name is.
you have descent of.
I forgot the
Oh,
name, but
yeah.
Likewise, Ogma.
I'm pretty sure it starts with a P.
No.
Fuck. I know what it is though. It's the opposite of Tiamat, but for good.
Bahamut?
Yeah, that starts with a B.
Yeah,
That would be Bahamut.
yeah. That's why they bowed to
You
you.
do hear a voice in the back of your head, unfamiliar. The few voices you have heard in your visions and in Glass Hills were very, very aggressive, very warrior-like. This one's a little softer. Hey, don't worry. We're with you. You can stand tall. Besides, what's a few dragons, right? You got this.
Who is that?
I feel a lot better.
You do. You do.
You got your little Cortana? No?
You see Brocanther's head turns. Elf number 1, you may speak.
Hello there. I'm a Boris Greenleaf.
Good. Elf number 2, you may speak.
Nute Amakia.
I prefer your speak to his. To the point. Good. Very well. You all are aware. The scaled tyrant climbs out of her hellish domain. Her fanatical worshippers breaking the chains that bind her. There goes not one day where they get closer to their goal. We have heard, as dragons speak, of the exploits that you have gone through, the adventures you've had. We know very well where you have come in regards to opposing what lies before us. We, as the mightiest of our kin, have a decision to make, for we wish to see Tiamat dug further into her hellish prison.
18 levels, baby. Like a
What
golf
that
course.
requires of us is to throw ourselves at the chromatic dragons in force. I, and a few others, wish to do so swiftly and decisively. I care not if a few villages or towns are burnt to the ground as a result. Mortals will die. That is war. What I care for is that the greater evil is extinguished. Fast. Unfortunately for me, and fortunately for you, I am not the only one that thinks that it is a better route to ally ourselves with the mortal kins. To mitigate damage to the world that we will leave behind us after this is done. If we are successful. A pact was made. The 5 of us here stand as representatives of our kind. You require a majority support from us. Convince us to ally ourselves with you, and we will wage war alongside you. Fail to do so, and we will leave immediately.
I'll step forward and I'll say, well, I want to bring up what you said. You said that you want to get rid of the greater evil. As a group, we had a very hard time deciding whether or not to come here first or to go and help our mortal comrades. And we decided on coming here as a show of us also wanting to eliminate the greater evils. We understand that sacrifice is required, I mean, we almost lost one of our party companions the other week. However, you know, we've also come a far ways away from where we began, and we think that, you know, we've proven that mortals have the capacity to kill dragons, as we've slain now 3, with only the 4 of us, sometimes maybe a 5th. Could you only imagine what the hundreds of thousands in our armies could do, if properly trained and equipped?
The evil you speak of, that is a capacity of the mortal kind, is finite. Humanoid races live short lives. They're evil committed against each other. It is the more immortal, his head turns to both of you, the more immortal of races that live centuries where their evil knows no bounds. You see, at that point, as Michaela kind of leans down, but it is a fair deal. He is not entirely wrong. Having humanoid allies, as I have said, would reduce the amount of deaths that we see of our own kind.
I don't know if I have anything to say. Otherwise, I'll keep talking unless you guys want to say anything.
There might be a lot of humans that aren't very powerful, and you might not see very useful, but there are people who can give them the tools, whether it's ballistas or fine weaponry, that can upgrade their power, and all you have to do is teach them the couple levers to pull and the strings to push, and this and that. And they have the ability to cause heavy damage on dragons. So back to what my friend here Hakon was saying. I believe keeping us as an ally would greatly benefit you all in saving your own kind, and I truly believe that even though we might have our differences, the overall want the best for the world.
Well, and how different really are we? I mean, humans are just as up in arms about this as you guys are. We're the delegates of our own mortal council.
You blind fool. I understand both the good and bad in lesser beings. Despite your physical limitations and the finite life that you humans will live, your inability to learn wisdom, to direct your capability, is what has spawned the world's greatest evils. At the hands of humans who have bargained with dark forces, you see the young T. He looks directly at Lux. Tieflings. I consider the cycle of failed human civilizations across Faerun by war, corruption, murder, a sign of the problem, the flaw in human nature, that of evil. Moreover, I'd be quick to point that humans make up the majority of the evil archmages and liches that inhabit this world. Samaster, who founded the cult of the dragon that we fight now. Zastam, the leader of the Red Wizards of Thay, and even the current leader of the cult of the dragon as you see it, Severing the Red. Humans all.
Well,
the elves are not innocent. The design of the magic of the Dracoridge Mythal is amongst their greatest of sins. A magic that goes across all of Faerun, punishing dragons, causing them to go mad with rage. Their long years in possession of great knowledge has been used to the detriment of dragonkind throughout history. I will not forget that, just because you fail to see it.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Because
That's
you bring up
that's a tough voice.
you bring up the Draghorn relic. Are you guys familiar with the metallic dragon masks that the cultists have a big interest in procuring?
You see,
And what their significance is?
it's actually a Luthra who's speaks. I'm very well aware of the dragon masks that are plaguing the lands. They're too dangerous to remain in the world of the humanoid races, especially because there will be those that know where they're hidden. Vulnerability is what causes evil. The minute you know that I am prone to a strike in a specific area is the minute you can exploit it. I believe the dragon masks are better protected if they are to be handed over to the metallic dragons as soon as they are found. Especially if there is a final battle, we are able to recover all of them. I believe that to be necessary. In fact, I would request that any that you have currently be handed over as a part of a deal.
I'll look at you guys real quick. We do have the black mask, but it's being safeguarded. However, we could probably arrange to have it delivered or however transported here.
He looks over. Otelia Carnos, you've spent time with the humans. Does he lie? He does not lie. Not in the slightest. They do have one mask recovered. It has been protected by the largest outstanding human army that exists in Faerun at this moment.
However, I believe
by human measures, it is well protected. By our measures, it is pitifully attempted.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we were warned by an envoy of the cult that we should be more concerned with the fact that we have the black dragon than the fact that they
This
have
envoy was
the other
correct,
four.
then.
Yeah.
That is a fair thing to be warned about. Even more so to consider. You see, Eleuthera, I am not truly decided where I stand on this matter. I've watched lesser races for centuries from multiple different planes of existence, like my kin that stand around me. As a result of that, I have not faced the transgressions that others have, so it does not influence my decision as of yet.
Well, I understand that the Elvish people haven't been very kind or good people in the past at all, but grudges will not bring us forward, and as much as I understand your pain, and believe me, the people who burned the monastery I'm from, I have a quite strong distaste for them as well, even though that time frame is quite not nearly as long as your own. I'm here to try and say we're not all like that. You know, there's good people, good humans everywhere, and I'm choosing to sacrifice my brothers, my elven brothers, who are on the battlefield fighting against green dragons right now. It was either a choice between letting more of my men die, or coming here to try and talk with you all, and we chose this. And as prideful as you know us Elvish people are, I chose to give up their lives, just in hopes, not even in a guarantee, but in hopes that something productive can come from this conversation. So although these lives mean nothing to you, I hope that you can respect and appreciate the lives that we are giving to be here today.
Make a persuasion roll.
Roll high. You got a bonus for him or something, dude? I don't know if I have a bonus
I'm
for him.
worried to use any kind of magic on this dragon.
What? Why you use
14.
Magic?
14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Invisimagic.
That is not a thing.
Invisimagic.
You see, Otelia Carnos kind of looks over at the Panther. You cannot blame these two elves for a magic that they were not alive when created, had no say on the creation of it. Now the elvish people as a whole, I get. I understand where you're coming from, as many of my own kin have fallen to the Dracarage mythal. But what he says to be is correct. We know the Green Dragon, Shuth, is leading the assaults in the Misty Forest. Shuth will kill as many as he can. You know that just as well as I do. If he's willing to make that sacrifice, we should be willing to hear what he has to say. You see, Nimur kind of I agree on that, at the very least. I believe it to be precisely as Otaria Karnos has proclaimed. That, and I know of the century-long history that the Harpers have. So, Tiefling, you are part of a reputable company. Of that I respect. Which means I know that at least one of the 4 people here have been, what is the mortal term? Discerned to have proper moral pathways. So Tiefling, I will ask of you then. What is your plan? What are the mortals preparing for? What's the goal?
Our goal is we'll collect the mask and prevent the rise of Tiamat.
And you have one mask presently.
Yes.
Yes. When the 5 are combined, as Eleuthera has explained, they form a singular mask. More of a ceremonial headdress, I imagine, that is able to create tethers between the material plane and Avernus, the first layer of the 9 hells, in order to rip Tiamat free through a tear in reality. Even having just one is technically sufficient in that regard of stopping the plans. What is the next goal? Do you wish to destabilize the cult? How do you stop them from doing what they wish to do? Have you thought about the dragons? How many dragons must you slay? Are there any that you've marked out?
We've mainly been focused on the mask wearers within the dragon cult. They've been controlling the dragon.
So leadership.
Yes.
What do you know of them?
We know the names of most of them, and we know the location of one of them.
Okay, provide the names. To confirm your knowledge. Are you not the keeper of lore amongst the 4 of you?
No, unfortunately I'm not.
They'll see Hakon kind of be flipping through his little notebook. Not talking, just flipping through his notebook.
So,
we already slain Resmir the Black. Gavin the Blue is still out there, and we have the location of them.
where is he located?
John Paul's Tower.
It's located in John Paul's Tower.
John Paul's Tower. Taz McKellar, your time in the deserts. That is where Lenathon resides, yes? That name causes the 3 of you to stop for a moment.
Yeah, wait a second, dude. Wait a second.
As the name of the blue dragon that decimated your home is brought up.
Bitch ass dragon.
Yes, that is where Lenathon currently resides. If this Galvin the Blue is there, that would corroborate.
Let's kill it.
Nimur looks down. So, Resmir the Black, dead. Galvin the Blue, identified. Who's the red?
The dwarf.
No, well, I
You
think
knew
so.
him, right?
Trick question. Severin, we already identified him. Yep. Are you of the Harpers? I heard. Am I incorrect?
Getting roasted.
I know they are the kind of continental keepers of lore. I'm a little bit surprised. Are you? How have they developed over the centuries? Are you more of like a? And you hear in the back as Protanther goes, "Stop the baseless questioning. Just get to the point." My apologies.
The dwarf.
Okay, Sever the Red, we've already identified, right? Yes, leader. Mm-hmm. Yep, Protanther. Big angry about it. Anyways, what about the white?
Dwarf.
We killed the one.
No, he got stabbed. Remember with the knife blade?
Yeah, on
What's
the
his
wall.
name? With a V, dude. With a V.
Wrong.
Give me a second.
It's Veron. You already said it. Oh my goodness gracious.
Rome the White. He is perished.
So 2 out of 5. Not bad. And the green?
The green, right? We
Green eye.
don't have that one, do
No, I thought we did. Oh, we did, but I had it wrong, so we don't have it. That's right.
we? We don't
Rip.
know. We don't know about the.
Yeah, I
green.
remember what his name sounded like. Well, I don't say that out loud because I don't remember really, but...
So 2 are dead, 2 are identified, and 1 remains a mystery. Correct?
Yes.
Not bad for mortals.
I swear I wrote it down. Dude, where's he at?
Casmicella, you had questions I'm well aware of. I could not stop prying them from you. You might have
Which one is
sufficient time
Tasmicella?
to request answers for those. You see Tasmicella. I'll ask them of the human. I'm quite fond of the humans. Spent a great deal of time living amongst the various civilizations that have sprouted out through Faerun's history.
Oh,
They support mortal factions, don't worry.
I ask this to know specifically of what your plans are if Tiamat were to be released. You see, the gods would not come raining from the sky. In fact, it would be mortals, mortal kind.
Can I, in the
Dragons.
background, pretend to be fighting a bit like something epic, like I'm gonna kill her? Like I'm acting out, like this is what we do.
You would look crazy.
Would I?
Yes.
Fuck.
This is what I do.
Because like otherwise you would have to be a part of like a story embellishment, and
Sure.
just doing it randomly would be weird. Because then they'd all look at you and be like, what is he doing?
the existence of our mortal species may be short-lived up to this point, and we may live short lives, but if there's one thing that all of us have always done really well, it's survive.
You mean breed.
No.
You
Survive.
humans breed like rabbits across the lands.
Do we
It
breed
is the
more
one
than
thing
dragons?
outside of building monuments to human creativity and cities. the greatest one thing you do is breed.
May I speak, please?
Yes, I have no quarrels with it.
If Tiamat is summoned, we will kill her. That is my
You
plan.
see Protanthers. Elves and their arrogance. And how do you wish to kill her? Seeing as I see the 4 of you standing here, and forgive me, you couldn't kill me.
Well, we'll get stronger before we're there, and
Maybe. You might get stronger.
Well, we plan on allying with dragons.
but
Make a persuasion roll.
That's a ballsy statement, dude. Ooh.
inspiration.
Do I? I do have one. I'm using inspiration.
Nice call.
That's a lot better, dude.
Nice call.
That's 24.
24.
Saved our ass.
Her massive head moves towards you. You make an audacious claim. Bold. The mouth kind of opens a bit. You see massive teeth. And then the lips begin to arc back. I like bold.
You're gonna have some fucking donkey dragon babies, dude.
Nope. No. No. No.
Like in Shrek.
No, that's not what is happening. She is just impressed with your claim. You
Well, I
see,
mean-
at that point, Oteri Leocarnos, have you decided what is to be done with Severin? He is the leader. He is organizing the plot. His life, existence is dangerous. To have been given the knowledge from Tiamat herself on how to free her and to convince people to do it. That's a dangerous man. Do you wish to see him dead or imprisoned for the remainder of his life?
Well, if it gets to a point where it's easy to imprison him, and it's plausible that he'll never be freed, then sure. But I really don't mind killing him.
His body, if you imprison him, where would it go?
Well, possibly. I'm not quite the magical carrier, but I'd assume we could probably get some quite powerful mages to trap him somewhere deep underground.
He's deceitful. He plagues the minds of mortals. He's done it.
Throw him in the yawning portal,
And leave him to Undermountain
where he would have
with the
to.
dungeon of the Mad Mage himself.
Well-
Seems like two peas to a pod.
Well, now, forgive me for asking, but is there any magical item that could possibly limit the mind?
To have that power would be massively dangerous. You would only further prove Pertanthus' point.
Sure. Then, to the best of my knowledge, it'd be best to kill him. I don't know a lot about magic.
And then what would you do with the body to ensure that he was never resurrected?
I'd burn it.
You'd burn it. By what type of fire?
A holy fire.
Holy flame. Where would you acquire holy flame?
I'm sure I could find some at a monastery.
I don't know how many mortals that have holy flame.
Well, we do have a lot of friends in our council. We have a lot of different really powerful people who probably have some kind of connections. I mean, our most recent ally, the Arcane Brotherhood, seems to know a lot.
They're a poor defense.
Well,
The
you're...
Arcane Brotherhood, which we're aware of, cares only for themselves. Their selfish ambitions drive the greatest of human discoveries, but it also is the root of the darkest of human evils.
What about hell?
But they would know Holy Flame.
Hell? Throw him into the pit that he's already allied himself with. Yes, he'd be welcomed as a prince. A failed one, but still welcomed.
Well, okay,
Trap
hear me
him
out.
in heaven?
What if we
And bless him for the work that he done.
kill him and throw his bones
Punitive.
separately into the yawning portal? So then, it's borderline impossible to retrieve, because they all teleported to different areas.
Is there any way to seal his soul?
That is a power I don't think. I think I will warn you from continuing to search for powers that the gods have. Her head nods towards Protanther. I would urge you to consider. Tell me if this sounds plausible. Severin's body becomes ours
For what reason?
Yeah.
to prevent it from ever being found.
I like that idea. It's like the mask, dude.
Whether he is dead or whether he's
I'll
alive.
give you anything.
Alright, well, I don't really see a need for his body either.
I'm not gonna
Can I insight that?
Sure. You can settle.
I'm gonna play catch with it.
I got, here, I'm moving, it was a 19, but I'm moving it so I can read my plus. It should be a +9, so it's 28.
Terrible. Catch.
She seems content with that, with that idea of being able to secure Severin's body appeals to her. So she's very fond of the idea that the dragons get Severin's body.
Did I possibly pick up on any reasoning as to why? But like, does she mean what she says?
Mostly out of pure confidence that the only ones capable of doing that task effectively are the
Are
dragons.
them? I have no problem giving you his body. I'm not a necrophiliac or anything. I don't know why you'd expect me to keep it.
Is that a fancy human term for necromancer?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Animating dead corpse, what's the difference?
Sometimes it's okay to spend time away from the mortal world.
It's just a different type of one.
Nope, no. Disadvantage. I'll throw out negative inspiration. I'll do that real quick. No.
Oh, goodness.
All the dragons turn towards Pertanther. Eleuthera is the only one that speaks. It is evident that you wish to speak. Your bridled rage does not hold its bounds as tightly as you think. Unleash upon the elves and get it over with. They can only handle so much belittering before they cry. And he looks over.
What did I do?
What
He's
your
just
dad
racist.
did,
He's
dude.
just
That's what your dad did.
racist.
No, it is what your mom did.
It was brought
Reparations.
to our attention by Oteria Lacarnos that one of you, two, were part of the Cult of Dragon itself.
It wasn't me.
That would be me.
Arboris goes, "Hey, Nutang, bust." Oh, it's the circle of throwing you under the bus.
You make your bed
You
sleep
could've
in
leave
it.
like just a little bit like it wasn't me. It
you
wasn't
make-
me.
Yeah, he straight up goes, "That one."
You make your bed sleep in it. All right.
Go ahead and give yourself a point of inspiration for that. I found that funny. Very well. You are finely dressed, well groomed. You smell of flowers and fruits, tropical scents.
Fruit.
You care for yourself, that is true, it is apparent. Otherwise, you'd be scruffy like the dwarves. Or this one.
Me?
That. No.
Oh. What?
The other human.
Oh, him.
Yeah,
Alright.
me.
I respect the discipline that is required in personal maintenance. What made you believe the Cult of the Dragon was an evil that needed to be expunged?
There were too many horrors that I witnessed. And I believed that finding the right people, somehow I can redeem myself. And
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, and because you said the word redeemed, go ahead and do that at advantage.
Okay, guys.
can I use this one? You said persuasion?
Dude, we roll them both at the same time, dude.
No!
Dude, come on, man. Oh, you should have.
Fuck.
You should have, dude.
Oh god.
You're gonna use the bad die, dude.
But you got good persuasion, right?
+4? Where is it? Where is it?
Oh, plus- yeah, 14.
Yeah, no, you're proficient, bro, so that's a plus.
14.
No, that's
Is it?
performance. That's not
Oh,
persuasion.
damn it.
14?
Yeah, 14. 14.
Damn it.
So you believe it to be a sin of yours in need of atonement. Did you commit any of these horrors? Or did you only bear witness to them?
Fortunately, I bear witness.
And the act of bearing witness is sinful enough to have stained your soul in need of redemption.
Yes.
How old are you?
637.
There's hope. There's hope.
I heard your age.
I'm with it, dude.
He asked me how old I was.
That the longer you live, the more likely you are to just be evil.
Interesting.
Cool.
Interesting.
How old are you?
You are an old man.
No, I'm
I'm
actually
102.
considered, like early 20s
That makes sense.
or like mid 20s.
You are dawning into your second century.
I've a lot to learn, but not a lot of bad things, because I won't be evil.
I've heard that from a great many elf.
Well, I'm a monk. I'm a.
That means little to me. You are an elf.
What are humans like when they hit their second century?
They don't.
Sorry, Hakon.
Humans.
Wait a second.
Humans struggle to maintain their half a century. I've seen humans.
You guys are all, and I'm.
Wait, how old are you?
What?
Humans
I'm
barely
normal.
live till 50
I age the same.
before they die in a war.
Yeah,
That their
oh,
two
yeah,
teams
you guys-
win.
We're so old compared to you.
Are there any good elves that are old?
A dead elf.
No, Vidania.
I've
You
heard
don't know her.
stories
She
of
goes
the
to a
dark
different school.
We do not go to these
Magic school.
schools that you force your kids to go to learn at the hands of the government.
I'm gonna drop it. I
No.
wanted to ask where dragons live.
I've heard of a story of there was a dragon who was actually like the principal of the school.
I'm gonna roll this dice. If I roll an odd number,
No, dude.
hope I don't roll an even number. Let me just say that.
Oh no, dude. You're gonna get like vegetabled or something over here.
I rolled a 6.
What happens?
Dragons do not get themselves caught in puny affairs of the mortals such as that. Running a school, we run entire countries. We are kings.
Right, but we can work together to fight
Can I
Tiamat.
insight the We Are Kings? Does he mean all dragons or just
Make
metallic
Make
dragons?
insight.
Because what about the chromatic fellows? 5.
5. The only thing that you can make comparison to is during his introduction, he titled himself as a king of justice.
Okay. Well, that'll do it for me.
Tiefling, you have the smell of 2 gods upon you. Why?
Well, I'm part of a prophecy.
What prophecy?
I was born with a twin brother, and we're both part of this prophecy. It's on the back of my page.
Luthra. Tell me if he's lying.
The chosen way fleeteth king warriors. The abandoned darkness lead tyrant marauders. The king justice stride. 5 will be 1, 1 will be 5. The herald of doom will cometh. I was literally born to kill Tiamat, whether it takes my life or not.
Shit.
Roll a persuasion.
Make an intimidation roll.
Oh shit.
That was not a persuasive thing. That was like
A statement.
What's going on?
that was like a statement of fact. I like that.
Oh, 14.
14. You see Eleuthera leans in. The third line that you said, repeat it.
The king justice stride.
He's the king of justice, dude.
He looks up and I have had conversations with Ogma. in regards to this prophecy. It is the one that I warned you about before we arrived here, as to why we needed to convene with the mortals.
So we didn't even
What
have.
have you to verify that you have been marked specifically by the gods Bahamut and Ogma, that we might verify that this prophecy, convenient as you are to declare it, be inscribed upon your soul?
I don't have much, but I got this from a vision. And I'm gonna hold up my scepter.
As you hold up the scepter, you guys watch as a divine bolt of lightning strikes the ground.
Holy
What the
shoot,
fuck?
bro? What the word?
Loki? Thor?
Yeah,
And
what the hell?
it surrounds.
Oh, you're gonna summon Bahamut.
No, it surrounds Lux entirely as it completely goes through him from top to bottom.
The lightning?
Just a bolt.
What leaves in its place is this celestial pillar of cosmic radiance and like a divine flare.
Can we be that cool?
You are that cool.
He's Dragon Boy, dude.
There appears to be a face, not Lux's, obviously, because he's in there, but a face that is kind of becoming visible in this plume that is surrounding Lux's form.
What? Think you're gonna get an upgrade,
And all
bro?
the dragons, like, they gasp. They all, like, perch themselves up for just a brief moment. All of them looking up to the heavens and looking back down at Lux's body before one by one their heads kind of dip.
Yo. Alright, make him your
Lux,
bitch.
you speak. The words are not your own. Your body has been temporarily taken
Yo.
over.
Fight.
Oh my gosh.
When Lux
Messenger,
speaks,
dude.
it is not his voice, and the three of you are
How does it feel?
are confused. His body steps
cum?
forward from the plume, and Lux's form is not entirely his own. He has been armored. You see a mixture of silks that are traditionally his, in a purple design with platinum and gold and silver and all the metallic filigrees along the silks, covered with this like warrior, almost monarchical ceremonial breastplate, a lot of leathers, and like a metallic spiked gauntlet on his left hand, an open palm that's gripping onto this scepter. The scepter has now been modified from what it looked originally. The wings, instead of wrapping around the dragon's head, and the body have now opened up completely. The head itself has actually grown, almost doubled in size. The entire
What?
top piece has kind of shrunk down a bit. And he holds it kind of like mid scepter, kind of holds it up. His eyes glossed over completely. He steps forth one step and the ground shakes. He steps forth a second step. You see rocks kind of skitter off to the sides. I've called every single one of you here for a reason, and I will not let my purpose be defiled by your arrogance! You see all the dragons stop for a moment to see something this small scream at them.
Oh my gosh. Dude, they're getting yelled at by mommy. Dude.
I am disgusted with your behavior.
You can say like Mama said.
When the gods left the mortal realm and locked ourselves away from direct intervention, I label you, and he points directly at Protanther, to be the defender of these lands.
Shit.
I called you to protect what we had created, to expunge evil where you found it. I didn't ask. I didn't care little for your thought. I commanded. You are a former King's Justice. Do not forget that I have humbled you in that regard.
Oh my god.
But I will welcome you back into my fold. You will lead my forces once again. Dragons will die at your claws. Our enemies will burn by your plumes, by your bolts, by your fangs.
Lux is saying all
We
this?
will not sacrifice a single life unnecessarily.
They just kill you when you come back.
You see the dragons are stunned.
No, I'm stunned, bro.
Dude, you
I
rolled
don't
a
want him
great
to turn over
charisma
here.
check, dude. I don't know what you did to trick them into the...
I have journeyed with this tiefling. I have watched his decisions.
He's been with us the whole time.
Bahamut?
Shit. Nah, he's been with him the whole time.
and I have bestowed upon him a weight that he did not ask for. A proxy he is. To get the 5 of you, to get the hundreds of you, to get your act together!
Shit.
The celestial avatar that seems to be possessing Lux steps out of the body. Lux kind of like is pulled forward in the process of like being ripped before you drop to the ground.
Are you conscious?
He's sweating, he's breathing heavily. The whole experience was very uncomfortable.
Can I help him up?
You got touched by a god.
The bonus that your scepter provides is no longer a +1 bonus. It is now a +2.
Let's go.
Shit.
Just out in my
You
blood.
leveled up Bahamut.
And it is no longer
Body snatch.
it is no longer the chosen waif scepter. It is the scepter of justice.
Shit.
Okay, Mr. Judge.
The avatar looks at you. The avatar of Bahamut. And kneels down.
What?
Not kneels in reverence, but kneels down because you're on the ground. Do you have the strength to stand?
I will use all my strength to try and stand up.
Watching you put everything into standing up, the avatar puts an arm out. The avatar carries the same form as you. You
Bro.
also, the image that the avatar had on you when it was possessed is gone. You were back to like what you were wearing. But his is a golden replica of you.
Dude. You just got
Reaches an arm.
helped picked up by a
I'll
Picks you
god.
up.
Humiliate yourself, dude.
You were the god the whole time.
Mirage.
I must apologize. I had your family slain justly at a young age, and I had marked you for this purpose. Whether you asked for it or not mattered little to me, because I knew that you would make the right decision. I stuck with you for years as the monster that your brother, who I also marked,
You killed his mom.
became the very entity that Ogma and I knew he would become. But to watch you become the same entity that we knew you would become. My apologies are not for the justice that was dealt against your village. It is for the dishonesty in not clarifying until today.
Thank you. I appreciate the honesty.
Well, don't you think if you told his brother sooner that he wouldn't have gone this far?
He was destined to be this evil.
Alright, well that's beyond my
And if he was
comprehension.
not destined to be this evil, you would not stand with someone destined to be this light, this good.
Like that's I believe that's something my mortal mind will not comprehend, but I will take your words with
The head kind of
True
cocks a
wisdom.
little to the side. Mortal minds have difficulties comprehending the complexity of the gods.
of course to
I
be
do not
honest,
take offense.
I thought it was his own will, to be quite honest.
Lux Everest's name was not declared by his mother. The words first left my mouth upon birth.
What? You got named by Bahamut?
Damn.
You all know what it stands for. The 5 of them in unison. Light eternal.
Yo, what the fuck?
And they all
That's cool.
confusedly start looking at each other. So you know exactly why I stand here today.
Hercules.
The avatar's form levitates, lifts, soars to the sky,
Yo.
right in front of Protantha's face.
Are we his bitch now? Is he basically the leader of us now?
No.
Bahamut's the leader of everyone.
Mhm.
How many people will suffer at your hands because your failure to act? That is why I stripped your title. If you wish it back, you will do me the honor. Protantha looks to the side and, like, to the other dragons. The other dragons, kind of similar to what you did. Like, no, I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. You grace, I. No, I. You have failed. But you can be redeemed. The dragons will rise. The dragons will soar. Every one of my precious children will fight. But we will do it for the purpose I created you for. You will ascend. You will transcend. And when the world is broken, when ground is cracked, trees burned, mortals will look to you in reverence, because they will be looking at me. You will be my visage. You won't be just my justice. You will be my whole sword. You will be my whole shield. You will be the keepers of lore, the keepers of secrets, the protectors of these lands. You see, Protantha leans down. As you say, Your Grace, I do not wish to dishonor you again. The avatar kind of floats down to the ground. Fail to answer this call will result in dishonor for all who stand here. But I did not create warriors to be slaves. You have a choice. Every one of you. There is a right choice. Make it wisely. The avatar holds itself into Lux, and Lux is kind of
Round two.
Yeah.
and is suddenly clutching at his throat. Like,
Oh, get yourself together, son. You got places to
being
be.
near this avatar, you didn't realize how powerless you were. You felt a little bit powerless when the avatar stripped itself from your body. There's an element to that you believe gives you the abilities you have, like actually defines the power that you are able to manipulate. When the avatar returns, all of the familiarity returns back to you, and it's like
Which
this
side?
weird. You feel as if your soul was pulled out of you, and then thrown back in.
Oh no, it's by your dad. Oh no.
Oh,
Sorry.
Wait, so because how does he cast magic? Did he call on the power of Bahamut to give him?
He doesn't
the ability to
technically.
cast
Is
magic?
the reason? So to clarify, the reason why he's a divine soul sorcerer is purely because of the prophecy, because that's an element that you can use to create a divine soul sorcerer. That's not the only one. That's what you wanted.
It
So
makes
what
sense, though, it
Bahamut is saying is that they predestined the prophecy to occur. Whether by foresight that the events of this adventure were to happen, and to prepare champions to combat it.
Fucking cool.
Was I raised for this?
Not from a Jedi. Not by any of these dragons, no. That is a good question, though. The dragons all look at each other. Pretender. We will vote. Luthra. What do you wish? I am indifferent on the matter. I care not if we do, I care not if we don't. I will vote if the group is tied. Very well. Tari Leocarnos. I stand by my previous statement. We must strike swiftly, but the Alliance will alleviate losses all around. We must ally with the human races at the cost of a decisive and quick victory.
We need 2 more.
Nemure.
We got this one.
Well, Namura hasn't said anything.
Yeah, yes.
I wanted to help the humans from the beginning. I believe in the goodness that they have displayed, despite the complexities of centuries of them.
And the
I
copper
believe that
dragon's
we
on our
must.
side. We got this. We don't even need
Tasmikella.
tiebreaker.
My stance is similar
Told you.
to Otalia Karnos. We must ally with the humans. Luther, the rest have voted. He goes. And I think you already know what we must decide. We agreed it was a majority opinion. Whether you vote no, it doesn't matter. It's been determined.
Cool.
Cantor lifts himself up. The metallic dragons will rise. We will send forth and start slaying dragons across the lands. They will drop. Surely. You had made an admirable statement, Elf, that your kin is under attack by Chuth, one of mighty green dragons to exist. Are they holding out?
They're fighting, but their numbers are dwindling, and
How much time do they have?
not a lot.
Otaria Karnos, you flew them here. You will take them to Chuth, and you will bring me his head. She dips her head down. With pleasure.
Oh, we get the silver dragon?
Yo.
It has been decided, to my displeasure, but to his glory, I will put aside my selfishness in this matter. Otaria Lacarnos will be our advocate amongst the human races. You've already seen her in her human form. She will continue to meet with you. She will speak on our behalf. No concessions are needed to continue requiring our assistance. You have made one promise that we have agreed to in detail. Severn's body, alive or dead, belongs to us. We will negotiate the dragon masks upon victory, but that matters little at the current moment. If we find the dragon masks have been taken from you, as they are already protected, we will seek to have them redirected to us when you retrieve them again. Do not lose them. There are terms that we must agree to. If you do anything that directly harms my kin, we will no longer work with you. We will protect you, but we will not work with you. We will fight alongside you, but we will care little for what you think.
Fair enough.
It will work. We can agree.
It's the least you could ask with you being respectful of our own life.
You watch as his throat begins to glow. The sight of dragon fire slowly creeping up an ancient dragon's throat is fresh.
Doug.
The plume that this dragon is able to control is not only long, not only massive, but it burns fierce. The four of you sweat instantly.
I'm already sweating.
I know. You sweat even more.
Trey has
The plume,
heat exhaustion.
the plume sweeps across the staging ground that you're in, scorching landmarks. Just this big. When that's done, you can see little embers and sparks and charred earth. That is our signature. It has been declared. Tonight you rest. You've had a long journey. Tomorrow, green dragons will die.
That's a pretty cool way to.
With that, you see Pertanther. As he starts to pick himself, his body up,
Oh, my
and
sweat's
flies himself off. Two of the other dragons, Kazmakella and Ymir, also pick themselves up and fly off in the directions of their kin. As you see that there's little pockets where gold dragons are, silver dragons, brass, copper, so that these individuals are flying off to their groups.
So
They
cool.
live here?
No,
they're
just
just-
all
yeah,
gathered.
That's the
As
Senate,
many as they
dude.
could.
That's
have
the
gathered.
Senate.
The Senate. I am the Senate.
Do
it.
They've got groups.
Yeah.
Sounds like a slow.
Eleuthera looks towards you, Lux, and kind of.
Look at the band nerds.
You watch as the dragon form actually begins to
Just
shrink
kidding.
as he changes into his human form. Eleuthera's human form is kind of that of like a scholarly human male. Ebony skin, very like short, well-kept hair. A few kind of piercings that go along one side of the ear. One's connected to a chain that connects to a nose piercing. I'm well aware of mortals' requirement of vengeance when patricide or matricide occurs. I slew your family. I'm aware of that. Will there be a
Third
promise
time he said that.
that if
He's
you wish
rubbing
to
it
seek
in.
vengeance, that you will push it off until we are done? Or is there anything I can do to alleviate anger if it exists?
Punch him in the face.
Tell him to raise your stats.
Yeah, my strength's looking pretty low, man.
Maybe just.
Yeah, can I get an ability score improvement? Yeah, hey, can I hit level 12? Do I
Like-
get experience?
50% of your horde. My belt's fucked.
I would like if
I want to pull this
you'd
off.
stop bringing it up. I don't like thinking about it. But Tiamat is going to be dead, and it will be by my hands.
I was confident. I know little of human trauma on the internal.
It's not fun.
I imagine external pain is not fun. But I wish to provide an explanation so at least you're aware of why it had to be done.
Can we hear this?
Yeah, you're right.
Cool. Let's
The
eavesdrop.
village you resided in as a child was dedicated to the Abyss, servants of demons and demon lords, specifically that of Baphomet. Baphomet's influence has tainted more humans than any other races, and your family, your village, began to make moral concessions. They learned how to pact demons. They learned how to summon devils.
My parents were evil.
Your ancestors were not always tieflings. You were the first of your village's kind to be tieflings.
They fucked one of the demons they summoned. Yeah. Made it devil.
the matter was not through normal means of procreation,
Okay, they didn't fuck a devil.
but one of the devils that they had summoned they bound to the abyss, further corrupting an already depraved creature. With the power that they received, it demanded a sacrifice.
You to be
The
yellow.
human visage of both you and your brother was that sacrifice. The fact that they were going as far as they had, Ogma had me identify it. I was the one that found your village. And so we had contacted angels amongst the realm of the gods to speak with Bahamut, as whether you believe it or not, this is the first we have spoken with him directly ever.
Damn, we gotta witness that too. And he spoke to us.
You're special.
I witnessed half of it.
Bahamut declared it to be done, but
You were half of it.
he believed heavily that the sins of your father and the sins of your mother should not carry down to you, but that it was inevitable that it would carry down to one, knowing that your mother was bearing twins. That is where the prophecy came into play. It was designed to protect one of your souls from eternal damnation, and it succeeded. Ogma had not been honest with me that it was more than that. I thought the prophecy that we had placed upon you poetic in terms of more practical sins. You being maybe a bastion of justice and righteousness and goodness in the world. It is funny how even the gods hide things from us.
That's a lot to find out in a day.
I imagine.
Listen,
I've seen a lot in my lifetime traveling the plane, so absorbing new information is akin to breathing for me.
I'm only 27.
I'm just a 27-year-old.
And you've learned to talk? Surprising. That is so young. Oh wait, no, that's kind of in by human standard years. That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, 27 to him is like what, like half a day?
Dude, according to how long humans live, you're at half your age right now, dog. You're about to die. 25 years.
Age.
Yeah, didn't he say the life
Around
expectancy
The,
was like 50?
the average life expectancy was in the late 50s.
Yeah.
Here.
And the fact that you're
There
not
are a lot. There's a lot of 70 years, 80 years.
Live up to 100.
Not a lot of 90 years. Not in this world.
Yeah, you're just
If they live past 90,
inside your
they're
human.
wizards.
Okay.
Any human that says that I've lived for 100 years, that's a wizard. That's not a normal human. He's not. He doesn't have a good diet. He's not eating well. That's magically influenced.
Too much fast food.
Not the queen.
Yep, because he's been magically influenced, so he can eat terrible. He can do whatever
The
he
queen.
wants. What?
He said not 90.
He said not the queen. Dude, did you see the troll ass fucking trending hashtags
Yep,
on
yep,
Twitter?
yep, 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 yep.
Sorry.
No. We're just gonna let that one go.
Will the queen ban us?
No.
But God will.
Potentially. Bahamut might.
I'm just a 27-year-old guy who was a god.
I'm just a 27-year-old guy and my body's taken over by a god.
Hi, it's Flux Evers here on MTV Cribs. My crib, the crib of this god I have in me. It'll be like
Jittery
a
camera.
dude, all pixelated, acting like a modern day youth minister. Dude, the Holy Spirit of Bahamut is within me, man.
So what?
Anyways, you guys,
What are you gonna say to this dragon?
are able to rest. If there's anything else that you wish to do or any other conversations you wish to have, we can do that. But
Are you gonna kill that dragon later?
If there
on?
isn't anything, then you guys can just they can carve out an area for you guys to sleep in, and you can sleep there.
I am good.
It's a lot of information, a lot of stuff that you guys have had to deal with.
Yeah, no, this freaking been a ridiculous meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep.
Yeah, for you especially. You have fun,
I
dude.
just found out my parents were evil.
And it was a hit.
I got caught in the middle of a gang war between dragons and cultists.
Weird.
Just crossfire. You said two gods live in me. So Agma and Bahamut? Or was Bahamut just like...
Two gods have marked you.
Oh.
So you've been poured into by two gods. They don't live in you, but that magical connection or that divine connection is what gave Bahamut every room he needed to take over your body for a bit.
So are we fighting a green dragon now? Green dragon dad, apparently?
Not at the current moment.
Can he drop us on top of him? And we fight from on top of the dragon's back?
You wouldn't want that to. Because then the dragon would just fly up and then do everything he can to throw you off, and then you would fall hundreds and hundreds of feet.
Feather
Yeah.
falling.
Oh, how long does that last?
It lasts forever. It just
Right,
happens.
right. Forever?
Yeah.
Forever.
As we step into Betty Bye, are you wanting to do a break tonight, or are we just playing all the way through?
We can do just a little break. I need something to drink, because man, dragons.
Well,
My throat.
well, we head to
Dragon
bed,
Bahamut.
and we'll be right back then, huh?
Bahamut hurt. Dude, Protanther hurt. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take just a quick
Alright.
break.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
How deep did
Like 10
Bahamut
minutes,
get?
maybe.
Inside of
Scene.
We're back.
We're back. We live. We good. Let me
I grabbed
double check.
myself
Let me double check.
a drink.
Audio. Good.
It says, because I'm the DM, that's why.
God dang mind flares.
At the end of the stream, we're gonna rip this plastic thing off on stream.
No. It's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
That's my stat.
You're allowed to.
Five.
Sarcasm. +5, buddy.
All right, so
Okay, here's a real quick
Really
question
is a
though, just
mind
real quick
flayer.
before we officially get started. That's not how I do my stats on my stack block. I put the 20 here and the plus here.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you guys do?
I do the
No,
same
no,
thing.
You do the same thing?
Opposite you.
Yeah.
Stupid cup. I'm gonna get flamed for that. They'll be like, no, that's the normal.
No,
A lot of people don't like it that way. That's fair. I get
I
it.
feel. I think isn't that the right way to do it?
I smite
There's
the
no
dragon.
right way to do it.
No, I'm pretty sure like
preferable.
That's, well, that's like the published way to do it is to put the
No.
stat number in the little bubble
No.
and the modifier
Nope.
at the bottom.
Ethan, I grab Lux's character and hurl him at the dragon horde off of the flying dragon
I fight
because
off.
because he's protected
What
by
dragon?
Bahamut.
What dragon?
The green dragon horde.
You're not at a green dragon. horde.
But when we are, I toss him off.
Do it.
You're protected by Bahamut, dude.
Yeah.
You're meant to live, right?
You'll instantly die.
Loosely,
Not if I turn into a dragon.
Then I
You
be
can't.
like a small one.
You can turn into
I can turn
a
into a small
pancake
dragon.
when you hit the floor.
It has to be a lizard with wings.
It's like a flying lizard. Yeah.
A flying pancake.
why don't you just
lizard.
turn into a bird, dude?
Yeah.
Have you ever? You know what ground beef looks like if you smash it really quick and just put it all over the floor?
I mean,
Like you really like hammer it into the ground. Like that's what you'd look like if he pushed you off a dragon
If he
and
turns-
you fell to the floor.
if he turns into a squirrel, he doesn't take fall damage. No, so squirrels can fall from however high you climb.
Right.
Just turn into a
Dude,
squirrel,
A
dude.
cat?
Dude,
No, cats cannot fall from
Yeah,
an
but
infinite
then I have
height.
8 more lives.
Sure.
Right.
I don't think that.
then I can take the prophecy and be the one in charge.
I don't think it works that way.
So we wake up
Just kidding.
Wake up.
on the back of a dragon.
No, you
Is
wake
it?
up on the mountain.
Darn it. Right.
I fly
Back
to the
of a
dragon
dragon.
horde.
Well-
Once it's
Well,
been a
no,
full
so-
8 hours, I don't let anyone rest. I wake everyone up. Everyone get up, we have to hurry. Ready? We've got your job to do. We have to go help some elves.
I'm not there.
What do you mean you're not here? Where are you at?
I'm already up.
Yeah, no, yeah. When you said we gotta help the
I
elves,
climbed up the tree.
I remember. I gotta get up.
I'm making eggs.
You're making eggs. You're already.
Wow.
Climbed up a tree, found a nest. with
What did you cook it with?
a rock?
Why don't you just turn into a bird and lay your
Crack
own
it on a
eggs?
rock, and then firebolt.
I mean, as long as he cooks it, he can prestidigitation it. And it'll be whatever he wants to do.
Dude, you can just eat rocks.
No, there's no nutrients in there.
Yeah, you're fucking vitamins,
Minerals.
minerals.
But no
Minerals
nu-
and vitamins are two way different.
Get your sodium.
Whatever we're eating, let's eat
Those
it
rocks,
and
those salt
get on the
rocks.
road. Is Elia, is she with us, or did she go back to her silver dragons and then she's gonna come back to the mountain?
You mean Iluth,
Or I guess I shouldn't call her Elia anymore, huh?
Elathra?
I should call her
Utari.
by her actual name.
Oh, you're talking about
Well, she goes by
Utari.
Elia because Leah. Otari.
No,
Otari.
no,
If she's
Leah
okay with
Connors.
Elia, I would like to
Otari
She goes
use
by
Leah
Elia in
Elia.
her human form.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah,
if
you
she's in her dragon
disrespectful.
form, we gotta tell her Atari Leah Carnos.
Otaria Leah Connors. Is she up and ready?
The dragon. By the
Yeah.
time that you awake, yes, she is. She is up and ready.
In dragon form?
Hello there, wonderful Otari Leocanos. We're ready to depart.
Very good. Do you know where we are headed? Where the elves lie?
To the
So,
Misty Forest.
Misty Forest.
Yes.
Do you know where specifically I can drop you off at?
Where was it?
The green dragons.
No.
There are multiple green dragons. I prefer not to put myself at risk by going to the heart of them.
Oh, you could kill them all, probably.
Right.
You seem very powerful.
I am. But I'm not stupid.
Well, if we're there with you, we could probably do anything.
On Dragonback?
Well, I'm a quick learner.
See, what's in the Misty Forest? I don't
You don't
know
have
where
the
the
reach.
Misty Forest would go.
Dragons don't fight with that capacity.
But I've got the eye.
Good. Good for you. Do you know of a settlement I can drop you off at just to make sure that at least you're on solid ground? I will assist you as best I can, but it would be difficult. I'm not accustomed to fighting amongst the forests like the green dragon kind are.
No, yeah, I would assume whatever the main elven settlement in the area is. That's what I remember being under attack because it's where they're concentrating their forces.
Would I know of that location?
I forget what the name of it. I forget what the name of it is. Yeah.
History.
It's kind of by your
5.
own.
Me no remember.
Can I yeah,
You
go
don't
ahead.
know of any specifically. You may also make a history roll.
You silly elf. Don't ruin my dice.
Wait, can I give guidance?
You rolling them curse then. Oh, it's a little too late for
Guidance
that.
on what?
On his history check? Sure. He gives you a d4 that you get to add to the
Wow,
roll.
way to fumble the dice.
So
You,
plus
you
a
really
D4?
cursed it.
Yeah, you get to add a d4 to the roll.
You're gonna
I
roll
think,
that
right?
one.
Does it go up as you level up?
Weighs a D4.
Nat 1.
No. I already have 17. Nice. I can't read that.
Where's my spells?
2. You got a 19
Mm-hmm.
on his history.
19.
Ready, you cursed it. It's gonna be a nat 1 though. A 9. It will never roll positive for
Write
me.
it down, dude.
Doesn't go up.
Darn it.
Okay, it rolled a 14.
There you go.
One of the primary settlements that you know of is the village of Althand.
Althand.
It would at least give you an opportunity to get into the Misty Forest
Mm-hmm.
so that you at least are present.
Yeah. I mean, that's as good as we're
Okay.
gonna get, I think.
I'm
Yeah.
immune to poison and
Dropping a
disease.
dragon in the middle of the city would... The reason why you pick Altan specifically is because of mostly out of subtlety,
Safety for the.
is to not drop yourselves and an ancient dragon from the cult's perspective in the heart of the Misty Forest. Otherwise, you imagine that they would strike.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, no, we can't have that. So, village of Altan.
I want to drink poison to impress everyone.
You want to drink poison?
Yeah, because I'm immune to poison or disease. So,
The condition,
yeah.
not the damage.
It just says you are immune to disease and poison. That's all it says.
Could be.
So I could like pull some princess bride, whatever, with the dude sitting at the table with the glass of wine that they're both poisoned, but he's built an immunity to it.
I mean, that would work. Yeah. But then you could get away with it a lot more convincingly.
Or I could just impress you guys, like, hey, look at this. Glug, 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 glug. And you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Boris? It's a cool party trick.
Is it to see here?
Then I'll vomit it into your mouth
Yep.
like a baby bird.
Yep.
You go into
that's
fights
true.
by holding
Since,
poison in
Since
your
it's
mouth.
not being immune to poison, it's poison. You're immune to both poison damage and the poison condition. These dragon breaths won't do anything to you.
Yeah, because they're
Green
poison
dragon
attacks.
Green dragon breaths are all poison.
Dude, I'm gonna fuck these. That's what you get for attacking the Misty Forest, you dumb motherfuckers. Sorry. Sorry, I'm a little heated.
They can still eat you.
Not with my 22 AC.
Right.
Do we get advantage if we wear masks?
Can we get ski masks before we
No,
go
because
in?
they don't work.
What if we stand 6 feet away from the dragon?
From the dragon? If you social distance from this dragon, I will eat you.
He can
Six-
use Firebolt, and I can use my long distance stuff too.
No. If any of you guys social distance from my dragon, he will kill you.
Can he polymorph a dragon? Eventually.
I think you can try. Adult dragons have legendary resistances with the blood.
What's the
polymorph.
success? What's the roll?
Not a
So
roll.
wisdom save.
Let's drain him, bro. Let's drain him of his legendary resistance. All right, let's get in here. I want to fight a dragon.
He's gonna
Well,
be
you
at
won't.
19.
We're not having a full on the table combat with a dragon today.
Damn, I could have killed him.
Potentially. But the fight against Chuth is going to be a fun fight. Now that they've identified the dragon behind the
Will that be
attack.
the next session then?
That easily will be the next session.
Fuck you.
The big bad.
The time as you depart from the dragons, one of the greatest sights that you will ever see in your lifetime, that you've seen in your lifetime, is the sight of hundreds of metallic dragons taking flight with a singular purpose.
Wait, I've seen this before?
No,
Oh.
but this is
This
like
is
this
a
is the
once in a
greatest thing you
lifetime
have ever
Oh,
seen.
oh,
see.
okay.
One of the greatest things you've ever witnessed in your life.
Okay.
Like you could mark it up there with, like as a person you could be like, yeah, like the greatest thing I ever witnessed was the birth of my child, and then you watch 100 dragons fly off, and you be like, who are you?
Yeah,
Why are you eating all the food that I pay for?
yeah, it's really.
100 dragons taking flight? No, it is an amazing thing to see. The solidarity of purpose alone fills you with confidence. You are proud of the fact that you are quite literally building an army, something like that which history has ever told. Even now, the efforts that you put in, you believe will go down in history, will be told, sung by bards, and talked about for generations.
That's cool.
But there is more to be done. Your journey to the Misty Forest, knowing that you have a...
Bless you.
Oh, man, I almost got a second one in there. I still feel it, like right in the back, right here.
No, you got it.
Pineapples.
What?
Dude, look at the light.
It's gone now.
No, it's not. It's accelerating.
Look at the light. Look at the light.
Dude, actually, that's what I'm gonna do. My next character, I'm gonna play a bard, and I'm gonna write a song about these characters, but I'm gonna make a boar seem like the main character in the song, and then I'm gonna sing it.
Oh man, looks like we got a farmer. What happened to your bard? That's gonna be the bard that I kill. That'll be the character I kill, just like for theatrical flair. Like when a guy dies randomly and it's just there to just watch a dude be killed. You're like, no, a boulder splattered this dude. Why did the boulder splatter this one guy? And everyone else is like, oh my god.
They killed
Like,
Kenny.
you know, the movie Sausage Party
Yeah.
when the first
Yeah.
guy gets eaten.
Wait.
That's what it's gonna be like. The potato, when the potato starts getting peeled, because he's the first one. That's what it's gonna be like. He's the sacrificial lamb.
Boy, that movie starts and it doesn't stop.
The Misty Forest, as you fly towards it, you see evidence of what the dragons have done. Certain areas where trees have kind of been leveled, where certain areas of the forest have been put to the torch. The wood elves have a long work ahead of them if you guys are successful in repelling these dragon attacks.
Can I be a dragon killer, please?
A dragon killer?
Yeah, will you just let me kill one of them?
We'll see.
Can I tell everyone else to back off?
Well, you got a big chance with these green ones. You're the
Right.
only one that can get really.
I'm gonna ride
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna ride it.
No.
Come on.
You can try, and that dragon's gonna say, no way, Jose.
Fuck.
What deck saves though?
But I agree. I think you actually are going to be one of the
Training
most
fantasy.
effective
Are
in the
the,
fights against green dragons because you're immune to poison damage.
do the other elves have that immunity?
No, you have it as a monk.
So I'm special.
Yeah.
Specialer than him in this situation?
In this specific circumstance, absolutely.
More special.
Because let's say he was to get his dragon breath every single round. Realistically speaking, he would use it every single round.
Mm.
It deals the most damage. And he could drop literally everyone and you take 0 damage. Because you're immune to poison.
And then I can be the real hero.
Exactly. So if he did 5 rounds, that's 5 rounds where you could attack and flurry of blows. You could deal a lot of damage. Your damage is more. After 6 rounds, you've dealt a total of X. His is all at once.
So I'll keep.
If he crits, dude, that's like 50 points of damage just disappearing.
So I'll keep Nick alive longer. So then I'll let Nick finish off. Or I'll let Nick get him low, and then I'll let Nick go down so I can finish him off.
I don't go down. I have what's the fucking bullshit rage where I don't die anymore? I hit 0 hit points. Oh, sorry, dude, I'm still here.
Wait, don't you have a what? You're just a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do you actually have that?
Yeah, I have what is it? Freaking called and relentless rage, level 11.
He gets one. I think it's 1 round after he goes to 0.
I know if I hit 0 HP, I go back up to 1.
That's a perk as a barbarian too.
Well,
isn't
no,
it?
that's a half orc thing.
Or
No,
half-orc.
it's barbarian. Relentless
Sorry, wait,
rage,
no, I
if
meant
you hit
half-orc.
0 hit points while you're raging and don't die outright, you can make a DC 10 con throw, and if you succeed, you drop to 1 hit point. But it's a DC 10, like a DC.
Can you use it twice if you're playing a half?
I think you can use
Well,
it
it's your like
each
relentless
time.
endurance.
Each time you use this feature, the DC increases by 5 when you
Okay,
when
so
you
you
finish
know
a short
it
or long rest.
won't be relentless forever.
No, yeah, you can get about 2 uses out of it, and then you're donezo.
That's not how you roll. So
If you're plus.
you got at least 3.
Yeah, you get hit. You get hit
3.
10, 16, and a
The
nat
lucky
20. I don't have lucky. What does lucky do?
You get to reroll 3 rolls
Wow.
for long rest.
Wow.
As Oteri Lacarnos lands on the outskirts of the Misty Forest, you can see into the woods where the wood elf settlement of Altan lies. It exists on 2 levels. A few structures built onto the ground around an ancient monument to what appears to be an elvish ranger. Residences and a village temple are built into the trees of the forest. There are string rope bridges between some of these sites and circular walkways around the trees. There are pulley operated platforms that connect the 2 levels of the village, and you can see that the majority of the lower level, the ground level of the village has been decimated. You do see where bodies are lying on the ground, but they've been gathered and kind of piled, burnt. Buildings are cracked, destroyed, similarly to some of the damage that Lenithon had done to a few homes in Kreenist. As you kind of walk around there, you can see very easily, your perceptions allow you to notice that there are elves watching you from the upper level as you guys walk through the forest. Otari Leocarnos, kind of, as you guys look back, as she's still kind of outside the woods, I will fly around and find, hopefully, any sight of where the dragons are. I will return at nightfall in a different form to not alert the elves.
That sounds good. Wait, she's in her dragon form right now?
Yeah, because she just dropped you guys off. She's just outside the forest, and then
Okay.
she flies off.
So the elves there can't see her yet. Right?
You imagine they can. It wouldn't really be difficult to hide yourself as a an adult or an ancient dragon, but it's more so she's showing up in the middle of the night to not be a dragon in a village that's been attacked by dragons. It's a little traumatizing, not gonna lie.
I would know. I've never been through that.
Facts. As you guys walk towards the pulley system, there is a series of elves that start to kind of peer out of different areas of the woods as if they kind of been watching you. These ones are cloaked, and one of them actually pulls the cloak back, and you see long blonde hair, kind of like a warrior visage, and looks kind of across the 4 of you.
Hello there.
Speaks in Elvish.
I'll speak back.
The 4 of you, what lands do you come from? What bring you to the Misty Forests?
Well, we're actually representatives of the council out in Waterdeep. and we're here to help with the green dragons. And I'll say that in Sylvan or Elvish.
Elvish. Who is the delegate that has been assisting us?
Daylund Winterhound.
Do you know Elvish?
Yeah. I do, yeah.
He looks at you in confusion. You speak the tongue of elves.
Only socially.
I'm impressed.
He's only,
What you speak
you're
is
the
true.
left out.
Elves, I know that one.
We have had sights of a winged tiefling around. Does your friend know of anything? in
Can
that
I be
regard?
translating to him?
We know lots. He's actually directly a member of the cult, and he's out there. He's a pretty powerful man. Is he out there right now? Currently, still in the misty forest?
Tiefling, dude, that's bad
He goes
news.
and switches
man.
to common. I apologize, tiefling. I
Bad
asked you a
news.
question in a language you do not understand. We've had sights of a winged tiefling in the area. You're a tiefling. Do you know anything about that?
And was he scaled? Black scaled?
Reports are different.
Well, how many
Some say yes, some don't make mention of that.
how many winged tieflings have you met in your life?
Yeah, we all know who it is, alright?
I mean, they talked to, the demons down below. They
But-
looked weird.
It's a tiefling.
We are familiar
What's wrong
with
with
this tiefling. He's one of the more elevated members of their, I
Cult.
don't know what you would call it, their structure, their management structure. Leadership.
Prince Alagathis remains in the village above secretively. We believe the cult has a spy working amongst them in the village. So Alagathis has hidden himself. You will find him, and he kind of points to one of the trees, in that hut up there.
I'm gonna do some monk elf parkour up there.
Go ahead and make an athletics roll, and I will not give you disadvantage because of the fact that you're doing it monkishly.
Can we be of any help trying to find these
Monkey.
spies?
No, monkishly.
Monkey.
I know athletics isn't your strong suit, but this is an athletic thing.
Well, isn't he a wood elf, so shouldn't he have an advantage?
No. Being a wood elf doesn't give
You
you
say it's
advantage
just
on,
normal,
climbing
right?
giant wooden trees when you spent your entire life being raised by humans.
You said it's just a
Oh.
normal roll, right?
Yeah, just a normal athletics roll.
Does a 6?
You feel very out of place amongst your own kind.
Can I try and swing like a monkey acrobatically up the branches?
Well, there's no vines around.
But I can't go, like-
ladder.
I thought there was like
No, because like these trees are like massive trunks.
Thingy
Like
to,
all the
like,
branches
like-
are too high for you to
to
you
carry
can't
you
even
up.
climb up that
Can
far.
I use my climbing
like
claws?
a pulley? Is that what it's called?
Oh.
Yeah,
I think there's one.
you
but I
could use
don't
your
know.
climbing claws.
Okay, I'll use my climbing claws to get up there.
Okay. As you sink your climbing claws into the first bits of these trees,
They're gonna get mad at me.
Mhm.
you notice the majority of the elves immediately rush over to your area. Bows all drawn, about 10 are drawn on you, and it's very like awkward for the other three of you. Within just a brief moment of like peaceful conversation, to move to this level of hostility,
I'll put them
they
away.
speak to you in Elvish. You desecrate our home. You desecrate the forest. Have you not seen the damage? Is it not enough?
Fair enough. I apologize. I was being inconsiderate. And then I'll put them away.
Immediately, you see all of them give like a relief.
Can I make a perception check on all of them?
Sure.
Do any of them seem less relieved? Or like was it like a fake?
Can I insight that as well?
Sure.
I got a 19.
Oh, I got a 10.
You're clawing at their trees.
None.
They all seem pretty equally relieved about not having any further trees
All right,
damaged.
those guys passed the vibe check for now.
Hakon, will you help me get up here?
We have a pulley system. We will signal for the elves above to pull you up. Once you're in the village, you're on your own. Our forces stay outside while we scout. We don't head up there. We're not sure if the guards are corrupt. We don't know much, but we know that Altan was raided recently. More than half of the raid survived. Roughly 300 residents in the village. It's a different outcome than every other raided settlement here in the forest, which have been burned to the ground. Wherever the dragons hunted, they killed the elves to the last adult and child. Many of the residents of
That's
Altan were on the
terrible.
ground level when the attack came. That's why a lot of them were killed, and the ones that are up there aren't. So just be mindful and be careful. Again, that's where Hutch right over there. Going back to the same one. That is where Alagothis is. The Figuel and the rest. May the gods be with you.
May the gods be with you.
May the gods be with you. And we'll head over to the pulley.
Okay. You hear a and eventually someone starts to initiate the pulley system from up above, and it kind of like shakes for a second as it's balancing. Eventually it kind of evens out. Yeah, and
Can we
you
like
see
jump?
Lux is holding onto the side as it's shaking. He's like,
Are you
and
afraid
it
of heights?
slowly
It's
makes its
shaking.
way up until it levels out, it heals, and you get to the top.
Before we enter his hut, is there somewhere
Ready?
secluded where I
Nat
could
20.
place my sensory for clairvoyance? In order to watch, like, I want to have it close enough to be able to observe sound by the doorway, by the entryway of the hut.
Is that a 1?
Alagarthus' hut?
Mm-hmm.
Omar cursed my dice.
Before you go in, or
I made it
after
gay.
you go in?
Before we go in. I want to place
Likes
it
too
before
much
we go
dick.
inside.
Is the goal to...
I want to keep it
What?
hidden, but
My
because I
dice.
know that elves are pretty innately magical, and so I
Nat
want it to be
one.
in an area where they wouldn't, have a suspicion to go,
Seven.
oh, is there magic going on here? that
What,
I'm not
what are
familiar
you
with?"
hoping to hear with that clairvoyance?
Any kind of footsteps, any kind of people talking outside the door.
So you want to know what's going on outside when you guys are inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would let them know about that. So that they're not like, what are you doing?
Okay.
Because that
Sneaky.
also, it could be interpreted the other way where you're trying to hear in before you go in.
Oh yeah, no. What do I need to? Let me double check.
You can do it.
What are you
It
doing?
requires
Oh,
positive.
yeah, and I
right?
don't need no, I don't know because it's
Oh,
my
'cause it's one of your spirits.
the barbarian thing.
Right.
Then it says I don't need a spell slot or material components, but that means I
Right.
still do
I
need
shoot an
verbal
arrow.
and semantic, right?
At luck.
Well, it requires the reason why it substitutes the semantic and the
Come
material.
on.
It's only
It's
one.
because it's
Right,
utilizing
take
your
damage, they
spirit.
get
Is
more
what it's saying.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna leave my homeboy right here by the door so he can watch it for us while we're in there, because he mentioned a spy, so just don't
You
want
see
you guys
one
to
of
be
his-
sus.
you see one of his
big
special
boy.
ancestors comes
Big
out.
boy, yeah, bring out big boy.
This massive, bulky warrior, and he
Yeah.
stands cross-armed with his back to the door. After you guys go, and he'll like slide in front of it because he'll stand next to the door. The door will open so that he's kind of like right there when it closes. He'll stand in front.
That's my bouncer.
You knock on the door and come in, please.
Oh, we enter. I enter.
I barge in.
Whoa! No, I'm in front of you.
As the
Slow
floor
down.
you enter,
You
you
follow.
see. You can tell right away that this is King Melindrock's son. You know Prince Alagarth. This is his oldest son.
Oh gosh.
He looks very similar to Melindrock in like physical form. He's got armor on, like elvish plate mail. It's more of like a lighter metal for elvish warriors. And a helmet on a table. You can see a large two-handed curved blade that's kind of sheathed off to the side. His hair is, you can see there's little cuts and wounds in certain areas. He's definitely been fighting. And as you guys enter, you can see he's got like a few maps on like a massive table. He's moved a lot of furniture around, and he looks around and right, yes. My father had told me that I was expecting you to arrive. We are very grateful that you have come.
We are
Post
sorry
hastily.
that we are late. and
You're not
we
late.
Wanted to come a lot
You're
sooner.
not late. You're not late. We could not have.
Take it.
We could not have determined that this many dragons would attack us. That could not have come at any time. You would have been prepared for it.
Dragons.
So,
As in several.
We have done our very best to fight hard. It's been difficult, but we're ready if they decide to come back.
How are things looking? Did you guys take
My
them?
forces are scattered around. We fight better in the forest, so I can't have an army standing here in the village, but this is where we are stationed for the moment. So they're scattered throughout different areas of the woods. They know we communicate. If a fight were to break out, the forces would support. They would move. We're a mobile fighting force. When we're fighting in our home, I didn't imagine that we'd ever have to.
And what about the dragons? How many different green dragons have you been able
We've
to
spotted
discern?
four different types. Yeah.
Wow.
The largest is a monster. Absolute monster. We've seen him slaughter an entire village that couldn't get out in time. But we are confident, based on what my father said about your experience with dragons, I'm confident that we can fight back.
Don't worry, you have a monk on your side. I'm immune
To
to
dragons.
poison.
That will be useful.
Yes. The perfect hero for your village.
And where is Dalen stationed at right now?
DeLon is not here currently.
I thought he was here helping.
He had to go back to Waterdeep to convene with the council.
Huh?
I imagine that you guys have just come from that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, I guess it depends on your mode of travel. He was here, but we can't risk his life as the Emerald Enclave and the Misty Forests have worked together in preservation of natural wildlife. His task is important and it doesn't require him to fight. He was just organizing with us so that we could do everything we can.
How many days has it been since the council meeting? 4?
4.
Yeah, we're actually way ahead of his ass, dude.
I-
Because he's what, like 10 days travel from here?
Great question.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Like, he's on his way back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's funny. Okay.
I hear there's a spy.
That's what we believe, yes. We haven't been able to identify it. The problem is that a lot of the residents are having difficulties. They're too traumatized. And they don't want they're having trouble speaking with us. I'm not sure why, but I believe someone's got to know something. It's just hard to get information out of them. You guys might be different. They might see you differently than they do us. I don't know where the sudden distrust of my forces. My father has been nothing but impactful on Elvish life in the Misty Forest and in the High Forest where we reside. Maybe it's having to rely on the High Elves to come in for defense. I imagine that could be a part of the problem. But you're a Wood Elf. I can see right through that. You are like me, High Elf. You might approach the same difficulties we have. You might not have that problem.
Have you ever seen this sigil before? And I'm gonna show him the sigil of my dad.
I have not seen that sigil specifically. However, I believe that looks to be of similar artistry of the elves within Myth Draenor. But I wouldn't know anything specifically. The High Forest and the Misty Forest are separate from Myth Draenor. There are wood elves that live there, though. If that is where you're from, then it would make sense.
I believe so. I'm not quite sure. To be honest, I've never had any proof.
But Mithril Hall is dwarf?
Mithril Hall is a dwarven settlement, yes.
Not just the
By
myth.
the
What?
Battlehammer clan.
Sometimes an elf needs a wood elf needs a good old wood
Yeah, you
elf to
remember
get the
him?
point across to him.
Yeah.
I-
And I think I might be able to help you.
You know, in any other circumstance, I would debate you on that. But unfortunately, I find myself having to accept that at the current moment based on circumstances. What we do believe to be true is that the dragons are...
Raging.
No, they're directed. And we believe that whoever's leading them is here.
We know their leader. What was their name again, everyone? Sir, the Green Dragon, the head of You guys,
That's the one we don't know.
no, not the leader of the mask.
No,
The dragon.
The biggest
Oh.
green dragon. You
Truth.
told us the name, but
We're aware of the dragon. I meant, we believe that there's a cult member that's directing the forces, an actual leader
Oh.
that has been put in charge.
yeah, which is the one that we don't know, the
Is
leader
that
of the
s-
worms.
Do you believe that's the spy?
No,
No.
we believe that there's a spy in the town and that the leader, the cult leader, is somewhere else.
Would you like
It's
us
not
to try and find the
the
spy?
worm speaker? But we forgot the name of the green worm speaker.
Right.
The spy, we
the
should
spy
go.
would help you get as much
we should
information
go
about
talk
what's
to
going
people.
on. Maybe they know something. Maybe they can help us isolate where these cult forces are hiding.
Do you have any leads?
I do actually. See, when the village was attacked, the lower ground was less fortunate. Many died to the dragon's poisonous breath while waiting to clear free. Many fell to their deaths from up above. But what happened was humans in the Cult of the Dragon regalia had followed the dragon upon the initial assault, killing all of those that they'd found. The village's priest stepped out to lead the others as we'd been told in fighting, but the beast swallowed him whole. As a result of that, the village's warden, Galen, has become the leader of Alton. He was in the thick of the fight, but reports of saying that he survived unscathed, as if the gods protected him. I believe in the gods, and I believe in their protection. And it points to his own wounds, but this is what their protection looks like. Not unscathed.
And you said he was the warden.
Warden, yes. I can lead you, I can tell you where he resides. He's got a modest dwelling here.
Sure.
He pulls out kind of like a... Actually, they wouldn't have like a local map of the small village, so he kind of opens up one of the nearby windows and kind of looks down, and he points to it's a very modest dwelling that you can see that's suspended among these iron-strong bows, and he points in that direction. That's where you'll find him.
Alright.
Are there any other interesting
Wanna go to the bathroom
village
real quick
folk
before
who've
this?
seen anything?
I would know about specifics.
Gotcha.
Again, a lot of the
Gotcha.
villagers are having difficulties wanting to speak with us on such matters.
Yes, yeah, no, that's very fair. Well, we'll see what we can do tonight, and then we'll meet with you in the morning before we head out again. But we do expect to launch our assault tomorrow, and we'll do our best to coordinate with you.
Very well. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
And to you as well. We'll exit his hut.
Okay.
I want to go to that dude's hut. Galen.
Well, do we all want to go there? I don't know that we want to. I mean, we could all go there. I don't really want to go. I feel like we only need to send 1 or 2 people.
Send us two.
You two want to go? You
Or-
want to go?
We also have Gabe too, because he's at home too.
These guys know. The warden. Nah. Let me and Gabe will go talk to the village people. And you two. Because we got to talk to the village people about the
Why
spy.
you and Gabe though? You guys have the worst charisma.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Rip.
We can split it. You and Patrego.
You come with me.
Yeah.
They go to talk to them.
We're talking
Alright.
to the.
That works.
To the people?
Because they're elf. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you guys are elves.
Oh yeah, they
true,
probably want
yeah.
to talk to you guys. Yeah.
That's
I'm,
fair.
I'm just a horny bastard.
I mean, you know Elvish too, so you could act like you don't know too. And
So
see-
I talk to him.
That's true.
I want to talk. Let me talk to him. I got this. My insight's good. I can see if he's lying. And I'm not gonna go aggressive. I'm gonna pretend like I'm his friend.
Well, so we're talking right now because we need to go talk to the warden and we need to talk to the village people.
Yeah, let's go talk to the warden.
And you
So
you
are
guys
we-
want to go talk to the warden then? And me and
I-
him can go talk to people? Because their reasoning was you two should go talk to the village people since you're both elves.
I think we should go half and half. Have
Well,
an elf
their other argument was that
I
they
don't
have the
speak
charisma.
Elvish, so I don't want to go.
Yeah, they have the charisma, and I can speak Elvish.
I want to go speak to the warden.
However you guys want to make it work. I mean, this needs to be a group decision. I'm fine with it.
I
honestly, we can do everything as a group.
I think we should do everything as a group, to be honest. I don't see any point in splitting up. I mean, it's not going to be that much more efficient.
No, it's just one of the cases where it'd be fun, I think. Because there's not a lot of risk involved.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go speak to the warden. I believe I could crack him, and my plan is to go in
We can
friendly.
let just him go, or we can all go to the village.
Well, I mean, sure, I'll take the warden by myself.
Yeah, then
alright.
you two go to the warden.
Hey,
and
do you
we'll
guys
go
have
talk
any
to the
extra
common
rope
people.
just in case I need to tie him up? You know what I mean?
We won't be tying him
If he's a spy,
up. We'll be killing.
no, he's vital for information.
Mm-hmm.
We can still knock him out.
Just give me some rope. You know what? I think
We'll get there.
I've got
The
some
rope,
in my
dude.
pack already.
I do.
The Nute has
It's
it.
fine. I've got some rope in my bag already.
Alright, well, we'll go talk to the village folk, me and Nute.
And we'll try.
And you guys go talk to the warden.
Who's going to the warden with me?
Katreus.
Katray.
They can go first.
We don't speak
Okay.
Elvish.
Before I leave, can I ask I'd like to speak to the prince one more time.
Mhm.
Is there any common phrase between possibly the infantry or anything that I could say when knocking on the door that would make him a lot more likely to answer in a friendly manner?
I doubt that's going to be a problem.
Alright. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
Alright. I'm ready. Are you ready, Lux?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You
We'll
two have
get
a
his
plan
ass.
with the villagers, I presume?
Should I just show up as a tiefling? Or should maybe
I say
disguise?
disguise, probably, because you're fairly recognizable within the cult.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what are you going to disguise yourself as?
I am an elf.
What type of elf?
A wood elf.
What elf? Okay.
Wait, do you have like a disguise kit?
I do have a disguise kit, but yeah, I'll just use my disguise kit. I'll be a
How
wood
many? You
elf.
have how many? How many do you have? Like
Outfits?
like 2 disguise kits.
Mhm.
Can I disguise myself too as a wood elf?
If you're going to... Yeah, you can disguise yourself as a wood elf. Yeah, just so that when you're out and about, you're not seen as a high elf.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay, so the two of you knock on the door of the warden's home. He lets you in, and you guys step into this dwelling, and you enter. He brings you into a cozy sitting room. He's a slim elf, and he goes and sits at his desk. There's a raven perched in a nearby cage that kind of starts to caw. Welcome, greetings to the village. How can I be of service? I was told by Prince Alagarthis that we would be expecting visitors from one of the human settlements.
Well,
I imagine you are of that group.
we heard you had vital information since you were one of the key factors in defending this town here.
Oh, yes. I might say I was able to, not to speak ill of the dead, but our priest had done enough of the rallying. Unfortunately, the beast slew him, and so I saw the opportunity to carry the momentum to victory.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
25?
25.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell right now that what he's specifically telling you seems to be true.
If you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious. Where did you learn your battle tactics? I mean, you came out unscathed. It's quite marvelous.
Oh, it was more, I guess, of. This might be a really poor way of saying it. Being protected by the people of Alton. They truly threw themselves at the forces that assailed us.
Can I insight that?
Yeah.
20 or 15.
15. This one's a little bit difficult to read. So you're not certain. He seems to be telling the truth. This one's a little bit harder to read.
The people of Alton, they've been awfully weird lately to the king and the prince, haven't they?
Can you blame them? Having high elves going into your home is it's a tough thing. Now, that's not to say that King Melindrock and Prince Alagarthus, themselves are unwanted. They are wood elves. A lot of the forces that they had to bring in were from the High Forest. That alliance made it uneasy for them to not rally wood elves to the defense of wood elves. I think it's a problem that we shouldn't be having. I think we should accept the help that we get and just be glad that elves, period, are here.
Can I insight that?
Unfortunately, there are others that don't share that. Sure.
27.
That one was a really honest sentiment. Yeah. It was a really honest one.
Just knock him out.
Have you heard anything about the cult?
I had heard that the forces that have attacked us are a cult. I know very little about them other than what I've overheard soldiers say. Some cult of a dragon, I believe.
Okay, alright, can I insight that?
Sure.
25.
25? Here is where it seems as if he might be withholding information.
Okay.
Not lying, just withholding. You feel like there's more to what he's saying. But you can't tell if that's an honest omission or a dishonest lie.
Okay. You seem to be quite you seem to be quite well oriented within the community, and the people seem to like you quite a bit. What is that fair?
I would say so. I am terribly burdened by the weight of their, what's the right word? Their hope. But
Burdened by their hope.
Having a whole village of people place their hope in you,
I see.
can be burdensome. Maybe that's the better way of saying it. I fear I will fail them.
Would you say you failed them already?
In some ways, yes.
What do you believe is the best course of action to keep everyone safe here?
Unfortunately, I don't know too much about battle tactics. My goal was to maintain the peace. I know how to fight, but to wage war, it's not really my style. That's why Prince Alagarthus is here. To ask for an opinion, I would say that we should just focus on preparing for the next attack. People should stay put, not move, because the dragons, where can we run that the dragons could not hide?
Do you have any idea of when the next attack will be?
I couldn't say. They've been sporadic, random.
Insight?
Sure.
Fuck my life.
Sure.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. I probably shouldn't, but it's fine.
That's called.
Reroll
Yeah,
it.
no, reroll.
24.
Okay.
Big ass dice, dude.
That was a good one.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. When Galen had made mention that he feels as if he's already failed the village, you perceive that to be an admission of guilt of some sort. You see him fight back a single tear.
We failed the village.
Wait, why does he see that?
Because he asked if we failed the village, and he said, in some ways, I think I do. Or I did.
See, I've been watching police
From what?
interrogations, man.
From what you perceive is when he mentions that he believes the village needs to stay put, You find that is odd. Because he's talking specifically about like
That's weird.
the innocents, the civilians, like the people should stay put, not the army, the people. And if there's dragons around, multiple, keeping the people present puts them at danger if the dragons were to come back. Unless he knew where the dragons would be attacking that were not here.
So, I think he's a forced spy. He's a wannabe.
I kind of am thinking that too. Galen, something just seems a little off, and I was wondering if you had anything else to share about the cult. Any mishaps? I mean, you seem quite loyal to the people here, and I think you want what's best for them, so you should be honest with us now. Listen, if your heart is true, you will be okay. I can see the guilt in your eyes.
I was once married. Dragon killed her in the initial on stage of the assault. I had to make a pledge to their leader about providing information in exchange for keeping the remainder of the village safe and spared.
Damn.
We're here to save the town and the village and everyone else here. And we're gonna stop this. You don't have to worry, and you don't have to give them information anymore. In fact, you could actually do something even greater and probably help us. And if there's any way you could probably feed them false information to put us in the advantage, I promise you that we will save everyone here. And no more...
Save us from a ghost.
Ghost of what?
King's son. We all thought he was dead. Polygothus is not the only son of Melandrach. He was younger. We thought he was banished from the lands. It was a huge decree. I saw him face to face. After my wife died, I saw a ghost. I just gave up. Begged for my life. I didn't even attempt to fight. I didn't even attempt to get justice for her. I just gave in. I didn't think he would be alive. No one would think he would. I would be told that I'm crazy. I swear. King Melandrach's youngest son, Nerenvain, is not dead.
What does he have to do with this, eh?
He wears a purple robe. His eyes green. His gems green. He's bitter. He's evil. His skin doesn't carry the same autumn luster to it.
It's probably the worm speaker.
Where
He's
is he?
starting to gray. His hair
The green one.
blackened.
Where is he?
He resides in a stronghold, a cave.
Where am I?
A cave complex that's hidden behind a waterfall, tumbles down the highest cliff.
Dude, Melandrach?
No, you're right.
Jude
It's the
has
one.
taken over the largest cabin of the stronghold. Erebane and his forces
But we shouldn't try to kill
It's the
him.
one I
then.
forgot.
lie within. That is,
And he's here to haunt the village here?
I have no idea.
If
I'm
we
sure he carries bitter hatred from against his father. We thought him exiled. We thought him dead in that exile.
And when is the cult going to attack next?
They're not going to for a while. They said after striking a blow here in Altand, they were going to strike 3 more villages and they were going to wait for the arrival of more dragons. There's 8 dragons on the way.
Do you know where their leader is?
Behind the waterfall at the highest.
That's their leader.
That is where Narenbane is. I bring information to him once a week. When the moon is highest. 8 more dragons.
Where do you bring it to?
We will all fight. We will die.
Where do you bring the information to? Is waterfall?
To the waterfall. You just walk right through it. Into the cave you go. Dragon has another entrance, but I don't know where it is. The elves just part the water and walk right through. The cold members, the humans, follow suit.
We'll take care of this. You don't have to worry. Do you know when the next meeting is supposed to happen?
I just go there. I just visit them. We don't have like a predestined space. They'll be on guard. It won't be easy. But their strength isn't dragons. No, they don't have an army. The area nearby has become more and more dangerous to travel. Narenbane has said as much. Trees are beginning to walk from the roots. Ethercaps and other spiders have made their way into the forests from the Southlands. Green dragons are corrupting our forest. If 8 more come in, we will lose the realm.
You don't have to worry. We're here to help, and we will. And it's not just us two either. And we've got the power of all the metallic dragons on our side now. You don't have to help these people. Everyone will be okay, I promise. And we will take care of it as soon as the highest moon approaches.
I hope you're true. We shall see. At that point, you start to see that his eyes kind of tighten. He begins to cry and sob. Sorry if I'm weak, becoming.
No,
Everything just happens so
Spit out his
quickly.
don't worry. You're doing the right thing now, and that's what's important. Just keep your head straight, and we'll take care of everything. Keep fighting.
Thank you.
And take care of the people because they seem to love you.
Okay.
You can always remarry.
Fuck, Katray.
You start sobbing more.
He just starts crying.
I hope you said that in Infernal,
Okay.
but you don't speak Infernal.
You gather with the remainder of your party. The only information that you guys are able to get from the villagers is a lot of like what happened during the attack, everything happened so quickly, the story of the priest rallying everyone, dying, Galen stepping up, and you hear it from their perspective. But you guys gather and are able to make the plan to, upon the morning, head out for Shoot's
The waterfall?
lair. Yeah, the waterfall.
He said the waterfall highest? Like there's multiple
The waterfall is the
waterfalls?
highest cliff.
Oh, okay.
The Misty Forest it borders a mountain range. So,
Okay.
Terry Leocarnos appears, and you tell her of what you've learned. She appears at night, and she informs you that when you are able to strike into the waterfall, you guys devise a time plan so that by the time that you're supposed to get to the waterfall, the goal is to set out at the beginning of break of day, and within a few hours be at the waterfall. She will get the dragon's attention so that you can go through and hopefully get through the cave, and Chuth won't.
Damn.
She probably won't get Chuth's attention, but she could get the other 3.
Okay.
That's crazy. Though. She's coming to help fight.
But
with us.
one of the other 8, the 8 are supposed to be here tomorrow, right? There's just a
They're just on the
undetermined
way.
date of 8
Yeah,
showing
the
up.
thought of that is frightening.
We tell her about it,
even
right?
Even from her perspective, the thought of that's frightening. But if one dragon were to be alive, they would come back with a vengeance. All 4 of these dragons have to die, so that survivors can tell the 8 dragons their lives are in danger. She thinks that the best way of striking at these dragons is for them to be afraid to take flight.
Okay.
She promises that when you strike, dragons will plummet and hit the ground like lightning.
Oh, with that freaking scepter now too, man. Beam of Lordy.
She will create icebergs.
Then we have a beam of Lordy and an
Because she will frost
Immuniboy.
breath them to death.
There's nothing we
With that,
can't
you
do.
guys
to
go
these
ahead and
freaking-
begin to rest. You will suffer, or sorry, not suffer. You will benefit from the effects of a long rest.
Oh, and a
and
level
that is
up.
where
No.
level up will be after next
I
session.
wish.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so definitely we'll be able to finish everything next week for this round, and then after that, the session after is going to we'll have
Council.
another council meeting.
I'm gonna
coming up.
talk to him.
I think it's good that you
We put
didn't
these
collect
back,
the person's name,
Oh shit.
the
What?
like the green worm speaker, because now like we
No,
found
I had it. I had it written down incorrectly.
It actually is a lot more interesting because if you had remembered it correctly and had said it, it was going to cause a lot of problems in the
court because I realized
in the
because it's
council.
Melandrock's other
Damn.
son.
Everyone would have been like, "Oh, weird!
My
Didn't you have a
son's been
son that
exiled."
died whose name was Narendane?" A lot
Which-
of people would be like, "That's super suspicious."
Which could be really good or really bad because I think Melandrock likes us. I don't think Melandrock.
I think he'd like us more if we got his son, like if we
let me check.
captured him.
I
instead of
don't
killed
think
him.
I don't think he would like us as much if we had name dropped his son because no one likes
King
his
Melindrock.
son.
King Melindrock.
No one likes that
as
son.
you
That's
guys
a bad
have
son.
been
Dude,
able
if
to
we save
observe,
his
does
hometown,
actually like you guys pretty well.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I
What?
think
After you kill his kid?
No.
Whoa.
No, don't kill the kid.
no, we need to kill his kid. His kid got
And-
exiled by his father.
They can interrogate him and then kill him.
Interrogate him to exile him again? No.
That should be
All
up to
right,
his
so
dad.
everyone will go ahead and we'll be back.
Oh yeah, we're still alive.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. Thank you guys for spending time with us.
Thank you
We
for coming
appreciate it.
by. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your night.
Alrighty.